Welcome to the NightScape Podcast, rated 5 stars on iTunes by Nicolas Cage. That's it.
Nicolas Cage?
Nicolas Cage, that guy, yeah. He's a cool guy. Me and him are good friends.
Treasure.
Me and him are good friends. Me and him are awesome friends. Oh, Christmas Day, guys. First of all, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas guys.
Day.
I hope
it's not Christmas for us.
I mean, yeah, this is Christmas Eve. We're recording 2 days before Christmas. But, I hope you guys are having a good Christmas by the time you're watching this. I haven't covered my face today. I thought I'd show my face to everyone that wants to see.
Extra confident today, are we?
Not really, no, not all. It's just because I don't want to sound like muffled.
Because of COVID, obviously, a lot of people may not have the money to get all the presents they want this year, and it might not be as good. But that's why we're here, to give you a sense of comfort, so you can join in on our rambling about aliens.
Exactly.
Let's be real. If you're not a boring person, everyone likes talking about aliens in space.
Sorry. Alright, so today we are speaking about Bob Lazar and all the aliens and universe stuff you can possibly think of in our thoughts of it.
Now, let me give we're going to go into detail on the whole Bob Lazar situation. That's going to be like the bulk of this, but to give you let me turn my TV off so it doesn't have a glare. To give you the basic, simple version of Bob Lazar's story. Bob Lazar, he worked at a place called Los Alamos, which was a scientific research center. He was doing a whole bunch of cool inventions and stuff with propulsion and all that. Government came in, said, "Oi, Bob, come with us. We've got a plan for you." Turns out he went to a place called S4 near Area 51. Looked at a UFO, and they gave him the propulsion system, basically the engine, and he had to figure out how it worked. He ended up spilling the beans, telling his family, and then it goes from there. But we're gonna go into depth.
All right, I have a piece here that just basically, if you don't know who Bob Lazar is, it tells you in the simplest way possible. So let me get this real quick. So,
also, if you haven't watched this podcast called it's Bob Lazar's podcast with Joe Rogan, watch that first.
Yeah, go watch that.
Then you can get a whole perspective of it.
Go watch that.
As much as I want you to sit here and watch us, if you haven't listened to the Bob Lazar podcast with Joe Rogan, watch that first. That way, this will all make sense.
All right, so I've put a thing up on screen here. So I'm gonna explain to you who Bob Lazar is in just a simple 2 sentences. All right. Or more. So, Bob Lazar was born on January the 26th, 1959, in Coral Gables. From a young age, he had an affinity for technology. Prior to all of his controversial claims, he built a jet car, clearly an innovative mind. Lazar claimed to have worked as a physicist at Los Alamos National Laboratory in his 20s.
Jimmy.
Yes, where he helped work
You want to move a bit away from your mic?
Sorry. Yeah, where he helped to work on particle accelerator. On a particle accelerator, sorry. And that is basically, it sums up what we're going to be speaking about today, if we believe it or not, because it's obviously, there's a lot of controversy behind it, and a lot of, is it real, is it not, kind of stuff. So let me just sort this out, and then we will crack on with it. This episode will be longer than usual, because it's a special, so...
It's a special. It's a Christmas
special. It's a special. Alright. Okay, so the first segment we'll talk about Bob Lazar and his whole situation, and if we believe it, if you have any personal opinions, and just talk on it. And then the second segment we'll talk about our personal views. So, do aliens exist? The universe, the multiverse theories, everything like that, all the cool stuff you can imagine. So, first off on the list is: do you think he's a conspiracy theorist or a whistleblower?
So, explain to people what a whistleblower is, if they don't know.
So, I researched what it means before, because not even I knew. And it's basically, to sum up, it's someone that discloses private information, from a company. So, let's say you work at McDonald's, for example, and they say they have a secret formula you're not allowed to tell anyone. But then you go into the interview, and you disclose all of that. You tell everyone. So, that's what whistleblower is. It's someone that tells everyone the information that's not supposed to be known to the public. So in this situation, is he a conspiracy theorist, just making all of this stuff up, or is he someone that is his job is to just go and tell everyone fake news and whatnot? I think that's what it means.
Basically, is he actually telling the truth for a story, or is he just being crazy for attention?
I will pull up the actual true definition now, but yeah. We have
You basically summed it up there.
I basically summed it up to the best I could, but not really. I just want to get the actual meaning up, just so people know. But here. So, give me a sec. Here. So if you're listening on Spotify, I'll read out for you. So a whistleblower is a person who could be an employee of a company or a government agency disclosing information to the public or some higher authority about any wrongdoing, which could be in the form of fraud, corruption, etc. So yeah.
Or in this case, aliens.
So yeah, it's someone that discloses private information from a company. So do you think he's more of a conspiracy theorist, like someone that just that thinks, oh yeah, all of this is true, aliens speak to me and I'm crazy, or is he is he actually disclosing real information? What do you think?
Oh, I think he's a whistleblower 1,000,000%. Because one thing is, I saw one video of someone who was like some psychiatrist or some person who can analyze body language, and they watched his entire podcast, like a 3-hour-long video. They watched the whole podcast with Joe Rogan, and they're like proper professional, and they said he'd made this story back in 1980s when he originally said this story.
Yeah,
something like that. Where he made the story back then, and he's kept the exact same story to the tiniest of details for 30 plus 40 years. All that detail, and he's kept it. You can't just memorize that whole 4-hour-long interview for 40 years. And he goes into such depth, and he clearly has a knowledge on it because he's a scientist. But I just think. I think he's real, 1,000,000%.
See, a lot of people believe he's a conspiracy theorist, obviously, because if you went to someone and you said, "Oh, I believe in aliens. I saw them. I saw all this," you think, "Oh, you're crazy."
No, especially if you went up to someone and said, "I've worked at Area 51. I saw UFOs. They tried to kill me."
And because there's a lot of conspiracy behind what he says, and there's a lot of controversy. But no, I really do believe that all of this is true. Because if you examine every interview he's ever done, there's a lot of information that he says that can easily be forgotten if he's making this all up. So obviously, just some minor details, he keeps them very precise. Like what you said, he keeps them very precise.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people are saying, "Oh, he's crazy," because of how bold the claims are.
Yeah.
It's some heavy stuff that he's laying down for.
It's because people aren't really used to aliens. It's like if you went to someone and said, "Oh,
it's like a taboo topic."
Yeah, if you went to someone and said, "Oh, I saw aliens. I believe in them. It's like, you're crazy. We don't ever speak about them. You just, it's crazy.
Yeah, but that's for one reason. That's because there's so many people who make up these alien stories and go to the news and lie about it just for attention. That's why the whole topic around aliens is seen as taboo. If you talk about it, you're crazy, because there's so many nutcases actually going around lying about it, so it gets a bad rep.
Yeah. So overall, I'd say he's a whistleblower. I'd say it's definitely more towards 100%. A whistleblower than a conspiracy theorist. He talked about S4 in his it's the secret area, secret base
next to Area
51.
He said it's west of Area 51.
So if you watch the Bob Lazar and Joe Rogan podcast, you'll know that he talks a lot about S4, and he went there, and obviously where they keep aircrafts and stuff like that. What are your views on this? What do you think?
Here's my thoughts. When you say to someone aliens, they always think Area 51. That's where all the aliens are. But if you're the US government, clearly you know about all this big this hoo-ha around Area 51. You're gonna know, okay, maybe we shouldn't keep everything there, because they say that Area 51 is for fighter jets and making it cool aircrafts for the US military, and I believe that to an extent. They 100%, like he says in his interview, they definitely analyze UFOs that have crashed and stuff, but I don't think they're stupid enough to keep it on the surface of Area 51 where everyone can see it.
Yeah.
I mean, you've ended up showing the UFO sightings to his friends, but point is, I think S4, he said, is west of Area 51 by a few miles, and it's a bunker built into the side of a mountain. I think that's true because you aren't going to keep all your special aliens and all that tech in one spot. You're going to have to spread it around. So it's probably not just S4, but probably deep underground Area 51, some in S4, and some loads of other places that they just haven't told the public. That's what I think.
Yeah, basically overall, I do believe it is a place, and they are, if not S4, they are keeping these supposed spacecrafts and really strange really strange. What would you call them? What would you say? I won't say phenomenons, but they're keeping them somewhere hidden, so that it's somewhere disguised and somewhere camouflaged.
The US and their military, they keep so many secrets. They're not just going to tell you where all their secret bunkers are.
Oh, of course, yeah.
If anything, Area 51 isn't even the biggest place. There could be a whole underground system in Philadelphia for all we know. They're not going to tell us. I think, plus, especially since Bob Lazar came out with this.
No, nothing. No. I had my hand here, and you had your hand like at that angle as well. And it looked really strange.
I'm saying, since he came out with this big story, like in one part he says that on Thursday nights they did test flights in the Nevada desert.
Yeah.
And since he came out with this story, they've obviously moved these UFOs to a different spot, to a different bunker. They're obviously not doing stuff there on a Thursday night anymore because everyone would go try and find.
Of course.
I think since he came out, they've probably changed up a bunch of stuff and had to like relocate. That's what I think.
Yeah, they've definitely altered some things after his story, after he's revealed a lot of this.
Because at this point, it's not like some random Joe Blow comes out saying he works there. There's been files, there's been evidence that he almost got killed, evidence of like that he has no records anymore from the places he used to work. It's getting to the point where he's such a big name about this topic anymore, they can't just ignore it and say, oh yeah, he's just crazy, because too many people are believing him.
Yeah. He spoke about it's a binary star system, Zeta Reticuli or ZR3.
Yes.
We want to. So I have a meaning. I have a meaning for people that obviously want the meaning that don't get it. Let me pull it up right now. Zeta Reticuli is a wide binary star system in the southern constellation of Reticulum. From the southern hemisphere, the pair can be seen within the naked eye as a double star in very dark skies. So basically, do you want to sum that up, because you know a lot about this?
Say that all again. I may or may not have been looking at the script and forgetting.
Okay, Zeta Reticuli is a wide binary star system in the southern constellation of Reticulum. From the southern hemisphere, the pair can be seen with the naked eye as a double star in dark skies.
So basically, when it says it's a binary star system, what that means is, let's say you have our sun. We have our sun, and then all the planets orbiting the sun.
Yeah.
Whereas in a binary star system, there'd be two stars in a solar system, and planets would go in like a figure 8 pattern around them.
Yeah.
So that's what a binary star system means. And then it says it's in the constellation, but that just means that there's a certain star cluster that you can see from the naked eye, like the Big Dipper or the Little Dipper, where it's got like a few stars near each other that you can put into some pattern. It just means that binary star system, because they're so close together, because they're part of the same solar system, at some point in the world you can look up and you can see them next to each other. I mean, only if you're like a real like observer who knows their stuff about constellations, you can spot it. But yeah, that's basically what it means. Basically, two suns in a solar system, figure 8 pattern going around.
Yeah, so he talks about Zeta Reticuli a lot in the podcast, and
I wouldn't say a lot.
No. He mentions it quite a bit though. He mentions that
mentions it when the origins.
Yeah. So I haven't. So I can't remember what he actually talks about. Why he talks about it. Yeah.
So basically, he was talking, and he says that when he was brought in to S4, Area S4, and they give him like a briefing sheet on like what everything is and like where this comes from, everything he's gonna do. And he said before that at first he thought it was just like, because the government always gives you some sheet full of absolute bogus with bits of the truth in there, so that if you go and tell the world about it, they'll think, oh yeah, some of it's lies, so it might be proved wrong. However, he said basically that in the brief, it said that these two, well, the UFO, the single UFO he's working on, came from this Zeta Reticuli star system.
Yeah.
And that's about all he gives, because they didn't go into too much information, because they only told him what he needs to know.
Yeah. He doesn't, apart from that, he doesn't really mention it at all since then. He goes on to talk about mysterious spacecraft, so he worked with all the anti-gravity stuff. What do you think of this? Do you believe it was even real? Do you believe any of this was?
I mean, how many people, like, I know this is generic to say, but how many people have spotted UFOs, especially in the Nevada area, And I think, was Area 51 popularized because of Bob Lazar, or was it a thing before him?
I think no. At this point, it's either because in the podcast he said that when he was talking about it, he said no one really spoke about Area 51 before this. No one really. It wasn't really a thing. And then obviously,
well, in the years following him talking about this, people went there and started looking, and the government probably, but like before, saw him as just a crazy guy. No one would believe him. But there were a lot more sightings around that area of UFOs, and I think, given the amount of depth he goes into, it probably is real, because it's not like he's going super crazy into like sci-fi where he's like, oh yeah, this metal, it would repel things and it had massive laser cannons on the front. It was like something I've ended up... He was saying it how it was. He was like, it was a simple oval shaped craft. Inside there was no decorations, just steel. Not steel.
He was describing how there was like really small seats and it was like half the size of him.
Yeah.
So he'd go inside.
He wasn't over dramatizing it.
Yeah.
He wasn't like making that. He wasn't like exaggerating it.
What are your thoughts on that? Because obviously, stereotypically, small spacecraft, small seats, half the size. It's a bit like, oh yeah, small aliens. It's transport for small creatures. What do you think of this?
In a way, though, it makes sense because we've been normalized to the idea of humans for so long. An alien from some other star system entirely. How are we meant to think of humans and like being bipedal with 2 arms, 2 legs, and a brain? How are you meant to think of that being the default sort of like evolution for all animals? For all we know, these aliens, they could... I mean, obviously they had seats, so they were somewhat like us with legs and stuff, but they could have looked nothing like humans or anything like any animal we've ever seen. So I think for them to just be quite small is not exactly that far-fetched.
Yeah. He obviously talks about how like you couldn't even touch them. You couldn't, like, even if you looked at them and touched them, you weren't allowed. You'd be, He
said that only ever on one occasion he was able to go inside the craft.
Yeah. He had to go at a really weird angle because it was so small. But we'll get more into that later on, more in the spacecraft stuff. But I mean, we have a lot of time in this podcast, so we don't really need to,
I reckon we talk about the engine bit, which is like the bulk of the podcast, because he talked for the majority about it.
Well, no, last thing I want to go on to beforehand is at the time the undiscovered element 115, 115.
Ooh, yeah.
Moscovium. So I'm gonna just give.
Basically,
I'm gonna just give a thing.
No, you go ahead.
I'm gonna give a. So I found a quote on a website when I was talking about it. Element 115. This unknown element was, in his words, responsible for powering the craft and was capable of manipulating gravity. So this element was basically capable of manipulating gravity. That's it sums up. He predicted its existence back in 1989. Russian scientists created the element back in 2004. And then the Swedish scientist recreated the element in 2013. Now it is worth nothing. It's worth noting that we don't suddenly have the ability to control gravity. No stable form of element 115 exists yet, which is what he claimed powers the craft. Sorry, I'm not able to speak today. So basically, to sum up for people that didn't understand, there is no stable form of this element. However, he claims that there was a stable form of this element that was able to power the craft. So obviously, right now we have Moscovium, but it's very rare and it's not.
It's like Moscovium is basically you can only make a tiny amount of it, and even when you make that, it's very unstable and it's not likely to stay in that form for long.
Yeah.
Yet he was saying this whole engine was powered by like massive amounts, but there was like. He was like, it was so condensed into this tiny engine, well, whatever was the propulsion system, it was so condensed into here, which usually, if you did that with any other kind of like Moscovium type element, cause an atomic bomb. Yeah, he had it in this tiny space, and it was completely stable, and he was saying that it's impossible for scientists to do that, and that was in 1980, where they hadn't even discovered that element yet, and he predicted all the... Like, when he came out about the story, he talked about, like, it'll have these properties, this, and that. And everyone's like, no, you're wrong. And now, we have Moscovium. So that's another thing to back up his story.
Yeah, apparently he was claiming that like this element can be used on like nuclear weapons, nuclear fuel, like it can be used for such powerful things. And there was so much of it there, like it was really stable, and there was a lot of it was basically used a lot in these crafts, and it's crazy to think of like how we've never had really a stable amount of it, but there in S4 there was like incredible amounts of it powering these crafts, and I mean it makes sense because it can manipulate gravity like it said. So these crafts have to go against gravity to be able to move or to be able to, transport everywhere. If that makes sense. So it's sort of all pieces together and makes sense.
Yeah. I think it's about time we get onto the actual propulsion system that he was working on.
Yeah, so hold on, wait. So essentially he claimed... Actually, I can just bring it up. Hold on. Yeah, here. So essentially, he claimed that these spaceships used 3 anti-gravity cylinders underneath the ship that could swivel in 180-degree or 360-degree patterns, depending on the direction. These cylinders supposedly acted as gravity amplifiers. So basically, they had these cylinders that could amplify gravity, basically, that could go against gravity and push it off the ground, or move it and
create gravity,
move it in insane speeds and like stop. He was saying in the podcast that the ships that you saw, they could move so fast and they'd just stop completely. Like there was no braking distance; it'd just stop completely, and then it goes.
And he explains why that is.
Yeah.
So basically, he explained it as the propulsion system, or like what we would call the engine. He had it on a table, and basically it was just a sphere of just solid metal, whatever it was that the ship was also made of, and it created gravity. So when you have 2 magnets and you get opposite ends and you push it and they like repel against each other. Yeah. He said it was like that, but with anything. So you could have like, let's say this water bottle, you'd try and push your hand and it'd push against your hand like a magnet. And he said there is no known way that mankind has ever found to have something that creates gravity except for massive condensed particles, which is like a planet. Because planets create gravity. But that's on a massive scale. There's nothing on this small scale that can create gravity, and that is how it moves at those incredible speeds and it can be going 300 miles an hour, go stop 180, and then go another 300 miles an hour without losing any speed, because this gravity cylinder that it has, usually when you have like a plane, for example, and you have like a jet, it uses engines, or in the old days propellers, it uses engines to push through the wind and propel itself, so it has drag from the wind going against it. But this, because it creates gravity, it folds time and space in front of it to propel it forwards. So it doesn't have any engine to push it through the wind. It folds time and space and gravity in front of the craft to push it forward and push it at any angle it wants without losing speed.
Yeah,
and that is nuts.
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna try and get a video of the what's it called? The spacecraft, the alleged footage of the thing moving. People that are listening on Spotify, I can explain it all for you, or you can just go over to YouTube and I will tell you the approximate time you can go to. Give me a minute. Bob Lazar, UFO footage. Here we go. Can I just say, the guy. So do you know Jeremy Corbell? That he was on the interview. He was on the podcast with. I hate him. I just hate him.
Why?
It sounds like he kisses ass. Like it sounds like he really loves Bob, and like anyone that says anything bad about Bob, it's like, oh, I hate you, because like a lot of the time it's like you got
protective.
A lot of the time it's like, oh, you gotta respect Bob, you gotta respect him, I was like, yeah, we respect him. Shut up, I get it. Like he just kissed ass, honestly. Give me a minute. I'm gonna try and find it. Let me just mute this real quick. There we go. Yeah, so apparently there was 3 leaked videos. No, there was 2, I think. Or 1? Was it 1? I don't know. Give me a minute. No, I see a lot of the Pentagon UFO videos are coming up, but I can't find it. I can't find it for some reason. Yeah, I'm not able to find it. But basically, if you watch, they were like orbs. Would you describe them as orbs?
Bob actually said in the podcast that there's a bunch of different shapes. Some were like flat circles, discs. Some were like cubes, and this one he said was like the classic UFO shape, where it's like an oval.
Yeah.
So I'd say it's more like an oval.
And if you watch, it's so strange because you can see how they move. Like they move at decent speed and then they stop completely. Move really fast and stop. Move really fast and stop. And they don't have like a curved. So obviously you have a plane that curves when it flies, but it's go, stop, go, and it's weird.
It's like it goes in straight lines and then changes the angle, goes in straight line again. It doesn't like curve.
It really, really goes against gravity, and it looks so cool. But I mean, once again, it looks unbelievable. It looks like some sort of fantasy, because we don't really spacecrafts and all this anti-gravity stuff just isn't really what everyone talks about. So obviously when Bob came up with this stuff... It's
inconceivable.
Yeah, so when Bob came up with this stuff, everyone's like, it's crazy. Everyone speaks about it, you're just another crazy guy. And like, what if this is all truth, but no one believes him? Because obviously everyone speaks about aliens, and everyone speaks about anti-gravity and all this, and no one believes them. So what if, for once, someone actually has proof, and they have the truth, but people are so they're so fixed on believing that they're not real, and all this is just crazy talk. And like, I don't know, it in a way I kind of feel bad for him, because like, if all this is true and if all this is believable to him, it should be believable to everyone else.
Like, imagine going through that much torment for years, and then you come out and try and vent about it, and everyone just tells you you're lying.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, the government can't really kill him for it, because it just looks sketch. I mean, Bob Lazar died.
Magically dies.
It's all true. Then it just proves that they're trying to hide something, and that's not what they're trying to do. So going on to hold on.
I think the thing about the actual spacecraft and the movement is, because we've never created anything like that, and it's so inconceivable to even understand how it could possibly look or work, we just immediately go to thinking, no, it's not real.
Yeah. By the way, can I just note, we have, this podcast is like we're aiming for like 2 or 3 hours long. So it's already been half an hour, and we've gone through like the majority of the topics. So I think we should just like chill back for a bit. I mean, like...
No, I was going to talk as well about how... when he was talking about the inside of the craft, he said it was all simple shapes. There's no decoration. There wasn't even a control panel. It was literally just 4 chairs around the center of the craft where all like the propulsion system was. And he said, actually, in this, that some of the metal itself could go completely transparent, and you could look directly through it, but it was still there and rock solid as it was before. And that was only from the inside. If you look from the outside, it was just still completely opaque. But from the inside, you could see right out.
Yeah. Like...
And that actually...
Karen.
That's like, do you know Roswell, New Mexico, with that big UFO crash, and that was like a really big story. There was farmers there who were talking about the Roswell crash, said he picked up metal from the crash. They were saying this metal was like a tin looking, and you could crumple it up in your hands, and then it'd go straight back to its normal form. It was completely bulletproof. You couldn't cut it, you couldn't burn it, but you could crumple it up in your hands, and then just go back to normal. I think that's the same material that they're talking about in a way.
Yeah. The
same, like, indestructible material.
Yeah. I mean, the whole Bob Lazar story as a whole, he touches on, like, really unbelievable topics, but at the same time...
We are not doing it justice.
But it all makes sense, honestly. Trust me, if you go to the podcast, I'll try and link it in the description on YouTube, Joe Rogan and Bob Lazar, just type in Bob Lazar, Joe Rogan, and it'll be the first thing to come up. It's about 2 hours and 15 minutes, I think. It's worth the watch. It's really, really, really interesting, and he touches on some like really unbelievable topics, like what he saw. He goes in depth about what he saw. He explains like all these anti-gravity things.
Thing is, me and you watched it just the other night, and we can barely remember half the story.
Yeah,
for him, this all happened 30 years ago, and he can remember it in exact detail.
I mean, the first time I watched this was ages ago. I've watched this twice now, and then I watched it last night just to refresh for this. And like, it's still unbelievable to just bring all this back up and think, oh, this is all truth, because I mean, it may not be truth. It may not be. Oh, voice crack. It may not be. Shut up. Yeah, like no one knows. That's a thing. I don't know what else do we touch on, because we've not really said much, but we also have. It's only been half an hour. I just want to.
I think we just touched on the whole.
I just want to like sort of
we
like
ramble on.
Yeah, I want to sort of chill for a bit.
The way this should work, rather than us thinking of talking to an audience, it should be like we're in Skate 3 and we're just talking to each other.
Yeah.
Don't feel like you have to talk to this audience. Just talk to each other, and that can be entertainment in itself. Because we ramble.
Yeah, I think that's the problem. Because we always what's it called? We're always talking fast, because obviously we've got to get to that limit of an hour. So we're trying to get through everything really, really quickly. But we've got a long time, so we just need to. Plus, I think for every podcast as well, just off topic, if you watch another podcast, everyone's just really chill, and there'll be like those moments of silence between people where they're thinking, and that's fine. That's fine. But
that's how it should be.
Yeah, but we're focused too much on like as soon as one person finishes talking, the next one talks, and it's just like I think we should
be natural.
Chill. Yeah, we need to chill with it, just like a normal conversation. And if people actually want to listen, they will listen. And they will follow
let's just do that. Let's just ramble. I'm not even going to think about this being a podcast. I think it is impossible, and I think to be. Can I be frank with you,
William? You can be anyone you want with me. That sounded strange. I'm never saying that again.
Don't word it like that. I think it's honestly people who deny the thoughts of aliens and other planets and everything. That just baffles me, because I'm sorry if that's any of you, but I mean, would you really be watching this if you were one of those people? Like, how small-minded can you be? Because science has proved that the universe, it's incomprehensible. Like, you can't even begin to understand how, like, the scale of the universe. Like, we think, the world, it takes a full day to get from here to Japan. That's quite long. But it takes just the moon, which is so close to us, we can see it every night. That takes a day just to get there. So our entire solar system, you know, the Challenger 1, the first satellite that NASA sent out.
Yeah.
Was it the Challenger 1? Voyager 1.
Voyager 1. That was it. Voyager 1. Yeah.
Voyager 1, the first satellite that they sent out, it just got out of our solar system, and there's this There's this like gas orb that like surrounds the solar system. It's called the Orb Cloud, the Oort Cloud, like OORT. The Oort Cloud in the Kuiper Belt, which is an asteroid belt surrounding the solar system. But the Voyager 1 just passed just outside our solar system. So from Earth to outside the solar system, that's taken 30 years.
Yeah.
And that's the fastest moving object man has ever created. 30 years, and it only just got our solar system. And just on like the Milky Way has like, I think it's like a 6 spiral arm galaxy, and just one spiral arm has like millions of star systems, and each one of those has got a solar system. So think about that. That's just one arm of the galaxy, and there's 6 of them. 30 years just get outside one solar system, and there's millions of those in just one arm. And there's 6 arms in our galaxy. And our galaxy is small compared to like the Andromeda, which is like just next to ours. And that's like double the size. You can't even begin to understand how big that is. And then you have our planet. Then you have our solar system. Then you have solar system clusters with like star clusters in a single spiral arm. Then you have a whole galaxy. Then you have a galaxy cluster, which is like thousands of galaxies. Then you have a supercluster, which is a whole bunch of those. Then you have clusters of those superclusters. And then you have a whole bunch of those, like millions of those, which is now in the perceivable universe, which is still always expanding. It's literally, as much as I try and explain, there is not a single way to understand just how big the universe is. And then you have people who are saying that we're the only life form in the entire universe on Earth. I
love how there's people that act like they can confirm this. They said, "Oh yeah, we're definitely the only life form in this entire universe, and that's a fact." And like, no, it's not a fact.
They're like, well, actually, it took millions of years to get the evolution of the human eye, or how to make fire, or like.
Honestly. I mean, we can't even say like, "Oh yeah, there's definitely other life forms out there," because no one can say anything. No one can confirm both.
No one can confirm for definite.
But there's more proof towards there's other life forms.
Going on to this, I was going to say, there's no one can prove anything outside of our solar system exists.
Of course, yeah.
No one can. I mean, we have the Hubble telescope, which can tell us like nebulas and star systems and stuff like that, but it can't tell us life forms. So no one can really prove that. But given the scale of the universe, and this is what I was going to get onto, the moon Titan, which is a moon of Saturn, that moon was just found that it's made of an ice core, and just under the crust, which is like Earth's crust, just under the crust. So you know, like our second layer, which is just all magma, which makes up that's like 5 times the size of the crust, like the surface of the Earth. That whole section on the moon Titan is all an ice ocean. That's an ocean of water on the moon Titan of Saturn. So that alone, and because there's a certain particle, I forgot what it was. There was a certain particle that's only found in deep space by the Hubble telescope, and it was just found on the planet Titan.
Yeah.
So if we're already finding possible life, or possible chances of life, just on a moon of a planet, think about all the other solar systems just in our spiral arm, just in our portion of our galaxy, all the solar systems with all the planets, and all the hundreds of moons of those planets. There's got to be life. I'm sorry, but there is not a single way that there isn't life.
I mean, because obviously, I've touched on this before with you. I've spoken about this before, but because obviously we say aliens, and as soon as someone says aliens, they think of those round-headed, big-eyed, green things, right?
As soon as you say the word alien, everyone thinks you're crazy.
Yeah,
you're a madman.
Everyone thinks you're crazy, and everyone thinks you're talking about those things, but that's just stereotypically what we think they look like. There are I want to say there's other life forms instead of aliens. I want to say there are other life forms out there.
An alien, when you get down to the definition, an alien is just a life form that's not from Earth.
Yeah.
So if there was, let's say, a tiny bacteria in the ocean of Titan, that would be an alien. An alien doesn't have to be a lanky, grey creature with massive eyes.
But obviously, we've been taught, we've grown up thinking that aliens are like those green, big-headed things. So obviously, when you bring that up, everyone's like, "Oh no, aliens don't exist. I'll prove it. Oh,
but to be fair, those types of aliens probably do exist somewhere.
They probably could. But like there's other life forms that they are beyond our imagination. They could be.
That's probably the better way to put it.
They could be in such shapes and sizes that like we can't even comprehend. Like, because obviously we're so small-minded to just think that like, oh, it's just some short green thing that runs around speaking gibberish. No, that's the stereotypical way. That's a stereotypical thought on it, and that's how we perceive them, and that's how we've been taught to see them. But it could be. We've never even thought of what they could look like. Like, they could come in such forms that, like, we don't know what they look like.
Like, there's probably science fiction films where we're thinking, like, there's no possible... Like, we think creatures like dinosaurs look crazy.
Yeah.
But that's probably nothing compared to what some aliens look like somewhere, some other life forms.
Yeah. So we've never thought of anything.
It's like beyond sci-fi and what it could look like.
We've never thought of anything close to what they could look like. It's a lot to talk about.
It's so much to take in.
Yeah. By the way, guys, by the way, if you haven't liked or subscribed, please do that. Anyway, carry on.
What are you doing if you haven't done that? You've gotten this far and you haven't done that.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I mean, like, you should subscribe now so that, like, later down the line, you're not being tortured by us. You're not being tortured by us to subscribe.
But the thing is, with anything to do with aliens, people are gonna say, "Oh, you're crazy," but
yeah.
We haven't even discovered like 75% of our own planet's oceans. Like, in the deepest depths of our oceans, we haven't even looked there. So think about what crazy stuff lives there and how they must look, and not even think about other planets. So here's what I've got. This is a very, very, very good analogy that someone said a long time ago, and it's resonated with me. Saying other life forms in the universe don't exist is like getting a tiny teaspoon, dipping it onto the beach, lifting up, and saying, "There's no fish in this teaspoon. Fish don't exist in the oceans." That's what it is, because we only have such a tiny amount of our galaxy. I mean, we have that honestly, tiny amount, and we're saying they don't exist.
The universe is so big that, like, no one knows to what extent it goes to.
I think there's a theory, it's like, because of like wormholes leading to other possible universes in a multiverse theory, that could mean infinite universes. For all we know, there could be a whole ass Star Wars battle going on with a Death Star right now somewhere in the universe.
Yeah, it's crazy. We'd never even know about it because the universe is that big. Like,
Here's an
no,
analogy.
compared to the universe, we are beyond minuscule.
We are beyond. That's what I was going to get onto.
Beyond minuscule.
One right here. I saw one analogy. It was like, if you take a single grain of sand, which is so tiny, one single grain of sand compared to the entire planet is still nothing compared to Earth and the universe. Yeah. So that is absolutely mind-boggling. I'm sorry if this is me being like saying, oh, because I don't know this for a fact, but I'm saying it is a fact because it practically is. There is life forms in the universe that is not us. It's too high a chance that they do exist. Like, I'm sorry, but it's impossible for them to not exist.
I don't think we'll ever come into contact with any of them, or
not in our lifetime.
Not in our lifetime. No. It'll be like so many years until we actually have contact with something like that.
I was talking about this before with someone, but thing is, in our lifetimes, tech has, think about it. In just 1980s, they were on flip phones, or like even just like rotary phones, and in 20-30 years, we now have iPhone 12s and virtual reality.
It's
and
incredible.
Like augmented reality.
It's insane.
So if that's happened in just 10 years, because think about it, the Nokia something came out in like 2000. That's very, very wrong. But that's in just 20 years, we've gone from that, like a flip phone, to, oh dear, my battery is very low. But think about it.
It's fine. I can keep talking.
Like,
keep talking.
In just 10 years, we've gone from flip phones to iPhone 12s. So think about what can happen with tech in the next 50 years. I reckon in our lifetimes, people will go to Mars and live there in our lifetimes, 100%. But I also think in our lifetimes, the government, I think, there's going to be some sort of UFO thing where it crashes somewhere, and the government can't hide it up. And there's going to be something like that in our lifetimes, whether we're 80 or 40. Same thing with, I think they're going to go to a different planet, like Titan or Mars, and find something there and start habitating it. Because at this rate, we're destroying Earth. We're going to have to go to some other planet and habitate it. So I think in our lifetimes, we're going to get to the point of going to other planets and getting to the point, if you've seen Ready Player One, that old concept isn't even that far off, even now.
Yeah.
We're just going to, with how SpaceX is going, we're going to improve rapidly. So I would die to go to space. Like, there's so much I'd give to get to go to space. And it might happen, you never know, but in my lifetime, people are going to go to space 100%. I mean, in the next, I think it's in 2023 or 2033, one of those.
Right, specifically speaking, people have already been to space, but like not to the extent. We're talking about.
What I mean like deep space, like other planets. But I think because in 2025, I think it is. So in just 5 years, there's going to be a manned mission to Mars with SpaceX. So people are going to be on Mars. People are going to be on Mars when we're like 22. Yeah. So think about when we're like in our 60s. And people are still out here saying we shouldn't go to space and there's nothing out there. I hate using the word because the word's weird, but it's mind-boggling to like think of how no, honestly, it's the best way I can describe it. It's like you can't even think about how fast technology has gone. From like 10 to 20 to 30 years, we're at such high we have such high knowledge about how to make like the best types of phones and like so obviously we can take videos of anything and have it in like high quality 4K and slap it into a cinema, and like that's, you know, back then that would have been beyond science. Think about how crazy that is. We can take a moment in time and record it and watch it back.
Yeah, like this.
That in itself.
Like this, yeah. I mean,
but I found
back then it would have been like beyond science. If you did that, you would have been just you would have
been burned at the stake for being a witch.
Exactly. I mean, there was something that Bob Lazar said in the podcast. He was saying something about like if you put like element.
Oh yeah, I got this.
Yeah.
Let me explain this because I got it. If you gave, let's say you have So this is what he was talking about, how he was given this UFO to look at and handle. If you gave a Lamborghini to a tribe in 1800, let's say you just popped a Lamborghini on their doorstep in 1800, they wouldn't know how it works, but eventually they'd manage to press the start button and get it to work. Because Bob Lazar said they managed to get the UFOs up and they could fly them around in test flights. So if you dropped a Lamborghini down in 1805, they'd manage to get it to work, but they'd never be able to reproduce it. And that's what this is. They have element 115 in a stable form, but they can't recreate it. They can't recreate the gravity bending propulsion system.
Yeah. For people,
so that's
for people that are confused, Bob Lazar, he worked on reverse engineering. So he got given like these spacecraft and aircraft they found, and he had to find a way to like take it apart, but find out how it was made and find out how to rebuild it and like duplicate it, sort of. So
basically, he had to find some sort of tech and take it apart and figure out how it works.
Yeah,
and how to make it.
Pretty much. And there was the one he was talking about where he, like, let's say he put the elements that he worked with in like the Victorian times with scientists, and just gave it to them. It was like that. It was so dangerous because back then, if you just gave an element to them, they had no clue about radiation or whatever it was capable of. So it gets to the point where everyone was dying of radiation, and no one would know what's happening. No one would have any knowledge about it, and that's what he was saying. Like
at that point, doctors didn't even wash their hands before surgery.
Exactly. So he was saying like the stuff he was working with now, they didn't know like what it was capable of. So it could have been giving him like 10 times what radiation is, or it could have been giving him some random disease, and no one would have known about it because it was beyond their science. It was beyond what they had. So it was he didn't know how to actually, yeah.
One thing, going back onto the whole scale of the universe thing, this is the way I thought about it. If it's a clear night, let's say on Christmas Day, it's a clear night, and you're watching this at night, look outside your window right now, and you see all the tiny dots in the sky that is stars. Now, thinking about it, you obviously look outside and say, yeah, obviously they're stars, where else would they be? But now, actually think about it. Look into the sky, and every single tiny dot you see, that is an entire sun. Every tiny dot you see has planets rotating around it. Every dot you see is a whole solar system with planets and moons. And there's hundreds in just what you can see with your naked eye. And every single one of those is a sun.
And people still believe that on every single one of those planets we can see, it's just nothing. It's just empty wasteland. There's nothing that lives there. There's nothing that's even growing there. It's just all the same.
Thing is, the Earth is in what's called the golden zone, whereas like it's just far enough from the sun where it doesn't burn to a crisp, but it's close enough to where it isn't freezing cold. So it's like that golden, like that what's it called, area? Well, yeah, it's like that golden like circumference around it where it's just perfect conditions to form life. So obviously, somewhere, even if it's in another galaxy, which 100% is still in our, like, even in our solar system or our galaxy, but let's say there's a sun, there's guaranteed to be at least one planet that's in that zone where it has possibility of life. Maybe it might not be there, but there's a possibility. And if there's so many of those in each galaxy cluster, and each supercluster, there's going to be at least one with life on it.
Yeah, I get what you mean. It's just like when you think about it like this, there's so much you can branch off of. And like that's how crazy it is. Like you talk about one thing, and then there's something else that links to it, and there's something else that links to it, and then there's just so much that you can talk about.
I mean, only a few years ago, we've known about black holes. It seems forever, right? Black holes it's basically a vacuum. It takes in all light, takes in everything. But only a few years ago, we managed to get a photo of it. Yeah. And right now, we theorize that black holes were only a theory. Gravity is still only a theory. So when we talk about wormholes, which is like a rupture in space, and how no one knows what happens if you go through it, just like how no one knows what happens if you go into a black hole, you could go into a wormhole, and scientists theorize that's like how you get around deep space. You go through a wormhole, and you come out in another one, billions of light years away. Yeah. And some say, if you go into a wormhole, you appear in an alternate universe. And that just branches off into literally anything, whereas if you can go from one wormhole and go into another universe, and in that universe, there's multiple wormholes, and those individually, it's like multiplication. One universe, there's a wormhole, can be 2 different universes. In each universe, there's 4 of them, splits into 16, and it just keeps expanding and expanding with different amounts of universes. It goes on forever. You look very confused.
No, sorry. I thought what you said was wrong, like mathematically, and I was like, wait, that sure doesn't work out.
And I was just trying to explain it.
No, because she says like 1 planet goes into 2, and then 2. Because from what I heard, I was like 1 to 2, 2 to 16. I was like, wait, what? Where did 16 come from?
No, that's because in those 2 universes,
I get it,
there's like 4 wormholes.
Yeah, there was 4. Yeah. I know. That's why I took it back. I said it sounded weird. But honestly, like.
But that alone has crazy capabilities.
We have no clue what the universe is capable of.
And I swear, earlier this year, there was a thing saying in Antarctica they had a theory about multiverses, and they found a way to go to a different universe in Antarctica earlier this year.
I mean,
which is crazy in itself.
I want to move on to the thing about spacecraft and like UFOs mainly. Because obviously when people say UFO, they think, flying disc. It touches back onto the alien thing. Stereotypically, we think
generic science fiction films.
Yeah, we think of like the flying saucer-looking disc. You know, it moves around space and time, going at like unbelievable speeds, and like it's crazy. Honestly, I'm gonna try and find the video of. Do you remember when the Pentagon released the UFO video?
That's what I was just about to talk about.
Yeah.
Because for so long, this footage came out like 10 years ago, if anyone's ever seen it, which you probably have, of it's an Air Force pilot, and on the radio they're talking about this flying disc that they're seeing, and it's got like a video of this black disc and it's just darting around, and that came out in like 2001, or well maybe not then, but that came out like 10 years ago. Yeah, the math doesn't add up, but 10 years ago, that came out and everything, and everyone was like, oh yeah, that's cool, probably fake. But this year, the Pentagon confirmed that footage was real. They didn't say aliens are real, but they confirmed that footage was real. And that craft, in that video, moves exactly the same as how Bob Lazar described the UFO to move. It all adds up.
Are the UFO Pentagon videos confirmed real? I just want to get proof that these are confirmed to be real, and I want to touch on this subject too. So I can pull up on screen actually. So if you're watching on the Spotify, I'll read out for you. But Pentagon releases 3 UFO videos taken by the U.S. Navy pilots, and basically they practically confirmed that UFO it was an actual video of a UFO.
I'm pretty sure Bob Lazar talked about this. They don't call them UFOs anymore. Yeah. It's got like some other thing.
Hold on. Other term for UFO. Give me a sec. UAP. That's it. UAP. UAP meaning. I think it's UAP. It says UAP here. Unidentified aerial phenomena. That's it.
That's it.
But then back then, so obviously the Pentagon released these videos, and they were like, "Yeah, this is the confirmed UFO." And all of a sudden, people.
No.
Go ahead.
They never said confirmed UFO. They just said this video is a real video that's not been tampered with. So whatever that craft was, they don't know what it is.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry, that's what I meant. But they confirmed that video is real. That's what I was touching on. They confirmed it's not just like a fake video. That is real footage. And obviously, the first thing people went to was, UFO. You know, it looks like a flying saucer. Oh, it definitely is. And that's the problem, because not all UFO means unidentified flying object. That means that something like a tiny object flying through the air. That's a UFO, because it's unidentified. It's flying. It's an object. So obviously, it's not always just there's aliens. It could just be a weird...
It could have been Russia experimenting with some new plane.
Yeah.
I mean, I highly doubt it, but
yeah, exactly. But I'm gonna pull up the video now. You can't see it, but I'll put it up.
R.I.P. Spotify.
Spotify, I'll sort of explain the video, but I'll also tell you where to go for the... I mean, it's around like the 53, 54 minute mark. Should be. Just go to there.
It's basically just an object described by like Bob Lazar moving in erratic movements, like darting angle to angle, just immediately changing direction without losing speed, and that's the way he described it in his podcast.
Hold on, it's just
how UFOs move.
Give me a sec. There you go. Here. So, like, obviously, I've muted the audio But it's they basically captured videos of just something flying through the air, and I'm not going to show the full thing because I'm not sure if I can get copyrighted for this or like whatever. But this is pretty much it.
Copyrighted by the Pentagon.
No. I don't think you can show other YouTube videos without permission. I'm not sure how it works. But they basically they locked onto the object. They managed to lock onto it. If you listen to the audio, you can hear them talking about how they managed to lock onto it, and it follows it through the air. And apparently it's going at like really high speeds. Yeah. So if you look on the YouTube version here, here. So obviously you can see the object, and they try and lock onto it, and there you go, they lock onto it, and look at that. That's how fast it's going. It's insane. I'm pretty sure that's either, I think it might be along the ocean or along the sky. I'm not sure, but it's one of the two. But like it's going at insane speeds, and like it's crazy. Honestly, they released that, and I don't think at the time anyone really cared because like 2020 was that bad at that point where it was just like, oh, UFOs, we expect this. We expected UFOs.
It's like we went from World War III, Australian wildfires, COVID. They were just like at this point.
UFOs.
I guess UFOs are real now.
Yeah, I guess. No one really touched on it, and then they confirmed the actual video was real and like it wasn't tampered with, and everyone was like, "Oh, okay, that's pretty cool." I mean, we just have no proof, and people still to this day just believe that like this is all fake and it's just crazy talk, and people still believe that we are alone in the universe. There's nothing like us. There's nothing that talks and breathes like us.
Anything people who do that, they boil my blood, really grind my gears, get under my skin, drive me up the wall.
I mean, obviously they won't start talking English because, of course, they'd probably speak some like crazy different language.
You really expect some alien, some life form to be from 7 light years away, and maybe they have like a language translator thing because they've experienced this before.
Language translate, oh god.
Yeah, but imagine, you can't exactly expect some massive creepy alien to rock up on Panama Beach and go, "You right, fellas? How are we doing?"
So yeah, of course, they won't start speaking a language we know, but like there's still things out there that can communicate with each other and that can breathe and they can move.
Like there's universal like language things like maths and science. Those are all things that any life form can understand.
An alien doesn't have to be something that can like walk around and talk like us and say hi to each other and go to work. An alien could just be something that can move around and breathe and live. That is an alien.
Because we've been living around our society for so long, it's been normalized. We start thinking, oh, aliens, they must have some really complicated city and like currency and stuff. Like, no. Yeah. For all we know, aliens, like one planet, could be a whole ass, like just like a tribe, like a bunch of people in the forest being a tribe.
How do we know aliens on this Earth?
But they have mad crazy tech.
How do we know aliens on here? How do we know? How do I know you?
That's deep.
How do I know you're not an alien?
All right, bring me up.
How do I know? How do I know? Like the person I walk past,
Red.
The person I walk past in town isn't an alien. Like who knows? They could be able to shapeshift. Who knows? And at this point, people are thinking like, "Oh, this is crazy talk," but it could be possible. We don't know. We have no proof.
You never know.
Like,
it's like.
Go ahead.
It's literally like you don't know. Like aliens, you couldn't even conceive what they might be able to do. They could easily just see some sort of life form, adapt to their DNA, and become an exact duplicate. And just it's like how people say, when you're watching a film and you see all the extras walking by, they're there and they fill up the scene. But you don't remember a single one of them. That's like when you're walking down the street and you pass someone and you don't know anything about them. They're just like an extra. You don't notice them. It's like that.
Think of it. You never know what other life forms. I'm not going to say aliens. You never know what other life forms in this universe or on this planet, for example, are like what are capable of. Some can shapeshift. Some could do anything.
Like, do you remember a couple of years back when there was like a meteor that struck Russia?
Yeah.
There was that big thing about that. There could have been some bacteria on that got out. There was like a tiny bacteria, and then it started growing bigger, and then it could turn into something that could shapeshift, and now it's just a random human walking about.
No one knows.
Who's to say that?
No one knows. I mean, I saw a conspiracy theory like it was ages ago, but I for some reason believe this, and it was like, what if Let's talk about this now. It's stupid. I don't believe it anymore. Right? I've realised it's stupid. But, like, this is completely off topic. But I saw it was like, oh, what if oxygen is slowly killing us over, like, the course of 70 to 75 years? And at that time, I was like, oh my god, what if? Like, what? That could be possible. Like, what if it's like a toxic air, like gas? We just don't know it, and it's just slowly killing us. And I was like, nah, it couldn't be. Surely?
Yeah.
Surely? I mean, we have, I don't know. There's a lot of controversial topics when it comes to conspiracy theories. And
there's a lot of things where even if you just say it like just a random like, oh, what if this? It's obviously there's a low chance it will happen, but people take that so seriously. Like, not every conspiracy you come up with is going to make all the sense in the world. Whereas that's what it is. It's a theory.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like the whole, what is it? It's like the whole simulation theory. Like, what if we're all in a simulation? And the thing is, we don't actually know. Like, what if we're just a random player in a game? It's like, have you seen Rick and Morty?
Yeah.
You know Roy?
Mm-hmm.
Like the game where you spawn in and you lose memory of yourself outside the game and you just live through that life. And then when he actually finishes the game and dies, he comes out and he's like, "Oh, where's my wife and kids?" Because he lived that life. What if we did this, and that's why? Oh shit! What if that's why we can't remember what happens when we're like 0 to 7 years old? What if that's why we can't remember our really young years? Because when you spawn in from whatever simulation, you spawn in at like 7 years old and you have to live through life.
I mean, yeah.
And we don't obviously remember
I saw something on Instagram. It was a few days ago. Someone was saying, like, because obviously we don't know what happens after death. No one knows what happens after death. But
God, I want to find out.
Think about it, though. We don't know what happens before life either. So before we were born, we can't remember anything. We can't remember being in the womb.
Our brain is just formed.
Yeah, exactly. So that's sort of like how death is. We just don't even know it happens.
The closest thing to death is sleep.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's the closest example we have.
But I feel like I'm getting on the topic of death here now. So if people don't like the topic of death,
go for it.
People don't like the topic of death, get off. But however, I've always thought of death as like we don't even know it happens. Like it gets to the point where our brain, because obviously when you die, everything turns off, every single thing in your body, and like it gets to the point.
How do you know that?
Well, because obviously nothing stays alive after.
Oh yeah, never mind. No. I remember. Never mind. Just keep going.
Yeah, anyway. So after you die, everything dies. So your brain, every single jaw, every single muscle in your body just dies, and
shuts down.
Yeah, and obviously because we've never experienced what it's like for our brain to just completely die, unless you've like been brain dead for 5 minutes and come back to life,
or a near death experiment.
Yeah, you don't know what happens. So what if towards the end of death, something happens where our brain is like, okay, it's shutting down. We need to just do something, and you don't even know it happens. You don't even know death is even there. You don't know death is. You don't even know you die. Okay, you can't. You can't comprehend it happens.
It's like when you fall asleep. You don't ever remember the exact moment you fall asleep, do you?
Exactly. That's a perfect analogy. It's just like, is that an analogy? I don't know.
Yeah, it's an analogy.
Yeah, I thought so. I didn't do
comparison.
I didn't do good in English. Okay, shut up.
Comparison.
So yeah, like I always thought, like after death, I don't believe in heaven or hell, or like anything like that. Because even if there was a heaven or hell, how are you supposed to see it? How are you supposed to, like, it being in heaven and hell is like a dream, right?
Maybe your soul.
You're not there, but you're not there, but you can see it. It's sort of like a dream, right? Where people die and they go to heaven and then you're in some paradise,
People probably believe that as in like their soul rather than their actual physical body.
But how do we know? Because obviously the brain dies. You can't image anything. Because when you dream, obviously your brain's still alive, obviously. So your brain's still working. So obviously it's just keep going, and that's a dream. When you go to sleep, that your brain forms like a scenario or like an image, and from there it goes to like dreams and.
It's basically your subconscious taking over.
Yeah, but when you die, your brain's completely gone. So your brain can't do anything. You can't see, you can't experience, you can't feel anything.
That's the thing that trips me, because if you were to die, It's not even like, okay, you die, what's next? If you die and there's actually nothing after death, you're not even there for, like, people say, oh, when you die, it's just a black void. Your brain isn't there to imagine a black void. You don't have a conscience anymore. You can't think. You can't go, oh, I'm dead. You can't. It's just nothing. So it's like when you die, that's like all we've ever known is being alive and like having a thought process and like thinking. When you die, it's just nothing. You aren't there. You can't go, oh, this is sad. I'm dead. It's just you can't even begin to understand what that would be like. You can't because it wouldn't be like anything. You'd just be gone.
By the way, can you turn your video off and turn it back on again super quick? Because if for some reason it's delayed, just turn it on and turn it off again. There we go, I'll talk.
Is this better?
Yes, that's much better. Sorry, it got to the point where it just delayed because you've been talking so long.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like, it's sort of like the universe and aliens. We just can't comprehend what happens, and we will never know until it happens. And then even when it happens, you can't really tell anyone. You can't go, oh, this is what happens, because by then you'll be dead.
That's why this sounds like gruesome or like that,
Morbid.
but in a way, morbid. I'm excited for when I die. That makes it sound
No,
horrible,
I get what you mean.
Let me explain.
I get what you mean. Yeah, because like people obviously see death as like, oh, this is it. I'm really scared of it. It's really sad. But technically, that's the end of everyone's gonna die. Everyone at the end.
No, I understand that.
And I
understand
like
how it can be scary.
Yeah.
I understand how it can be scary because like it's like for the exact opposite reason why I'm excited. Like people be scared, like, oh, what happens next?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm frightened of death. What happens next? What if it's just nothing? But for me, like, you're going to die eventually. That's the sad truth. Everyone will die at some point.
Yeah.
Well, everyone that's alive right now. So I think when I'm on my deathbed, I'm not going to be like sad about it because like it was coming anyway. So I think it's just come to terms with it when I get to my older years, and then it's like I'll accept it when I'm on my deathbed. I'll think, okay, this is the time. I've waited 80 some years for this. Time to close my eyes and see what happens after death. And if something happens, like simulation, and I wake up, cool. If there's some sort of afterlife, cool. If I get reborn, cool. If there's nothing there and it's just complete nothingness, then I won't be alive to suffer through it.
Yeah.
That's why I'm excited to see what happens.
It's a really strange topic because obviously we're speaking about something that no one knows about. Like, no one knows the real answer to. That's exactly the same with aliens. No one knows the answer to it, but we're speaking about it like, what if this? What if that?
I saw one theory about life and death, and it was sort of reincarnation in a way, but more like rebirth. Like, everyone says when you're born, you come out of the womb and there's a bright light. And when you die, the whole saying is, oh, don't go into the light. What if, when you die and you see that bright light, it's the same bright light of when you're born? And immediately, when you die, click on, you go into another body and you're reborn. And obviously, your brain can't comprehend. Like, there's the stories of people say they remember their previous life. A lot of them are probably just BS, but imagine that. Like, the same light you see when you die is the one you see when you're born. Can't hear you, mate.
Sorry, I mute my mic. Whenever I drink, I mute my mic just so you can't hear me drinking. Sorry. Yeah. I've always had this theory where I always follow this theory where deja vu. You know how deja vu? It's
Boy, I can go on about deja vu.
You know deja vu, right? I always follow this mindset. Deja vu is like something that's happened in your past life that's you're now reliving it, and your brain's like, oh, I remember this, but I really don't. And it's like deja vu is something we've experienced before, but we can't really click onto it. I mean, it's weird. Deja vu. I've had.
That's a theory.
Yeah.
That's a theory I don't particularly get, because if you say something happened in your past life, what if it's something really specific? Like a really specific deja vu of me being in my bedroom and like touching my plant and moving it. You're trying to tell me in my previous life I lived in this exact same house with the exact same setup and had the exact same plant. No, because you have house records.
Like I said, I've always followed strange theories, and some of these, we don't even know. Obviously, we can't confirm. So people just follow them and like, oh, this is true. This is definitely true, and this is what I follow. I mean, I've had really, really, really strange cases of deja vu to the point where like I'm scrolling through Twitter and I see a post. I'm like, I've seen that before. I'm not like one of those things where it's like, oh, scroll past it before. I've seen that before, and I can tell if I go into the comments, this comment's going to be here, and this comment's going to be here, and like you know what's going to happen soon, and you know like
that's the thing. Like it gets to a point where deja vu isn't like feeling, oh, this feels familiar. It gets to a point where it's so vivid, you're like, wait, something is going to happen soon.
Yeah,
and you walk out your room, and that thing happens.
I think I told you about this, but like I was scrolling through Twitter once. It was a completely new tweet. Like, you know, when you refresh it and you go up and it's a new tweet. I was like, oh, I've seen this tweet before. Press on it, and I was like, I know what happens here. And then there's an exact photo I've seen with the exact caption. I was like, this is strange. And I remember my surroundings and like what happens in my surroundings, and like, you know, it's very strange because it just sounds to someone, just to an ordinary person, it sounds like you're just saying, oh, I've seen this thing once and I've gone over it again. I remember that, but no, it's a very strange sensation because like you've never seen it, you've never experienced it, but in a way you have, because like you know what's going to happen. You can sort of predict. It's very scary.
That's what I was going to go on to. It links back into space because when people describe deja vu, it says like the thing people always say. It feels like I've done it before.
Yeah.
That's the phrase people use. And the whole thing about the parallel universe, where it's like, what if? So let's say there's a parallel universe, right? Parallel universe, which is almost the exact copy of ours. Parallel universe, me and you made a podcast, and we're talking about parallel universes. That could be happening. We don't know. But the thing is, it was like a conspiracy theory where, let's say there's a universe which is the exact same as ours, almost the exact same, and for like a brief period, like a 5-second period, the me that's here now and the me in a different universe are in perfect synchronization with each other. We're doing the exact same stuff at the exact same time. And for that brief period, we saw like link, and it's like, am I doing this as well? Like, I feel like I've done this before. Because you've done this before in another universe, and you're feeling it because you're in perfect sync. But it's only for a few seconds because the universe is ever so slightly different. So that's why it only lasts for a few seconds. And every time you have a different deja vu, it's a different parallel universe linking up. So it's like infinite.
Yeah, I've seen something really trippy before, where it was like, what if mirrors are just the parallel dimension version of you, like the exact same person, and when you touch a mirror, they touch at the same time, which means that like you can't get past it. It's like a portal, but you can't get past it.
You're doing the exact, like both of you in each universe are doing the same thing. So obviously you can't like phase through yourself. Yeah, and it's like if you touch it, it's like, oh, you can't get through. There's no way to get through it yet. You don't know. And I was like, oh, this is trippy. Obviously, it's most likely fake because, you know. And it's literally just a reflection.
It's just a mirror. I've seen how mirrors are made.
It's just a reflection.
Mirrors ain't portals, all right. I know that, but I was like, dude, that's trippy. Like that could be possible. Who knows? These things are weird. No one knows if they're true or not. But we're gonna have like a break, you and me, between like in like 15 minutes, between the hour and a half mark and another hour and a half.
Yeah.
Just so we can like go get a drink, go do whatever.
Yeah.
And I also want to touch on the.
I'm trying to find.
I want to touch on the fact that this podcast, we said mainly it's gonna be like aliens and universe and Bob Lazar.
It's just conspiracy theories as a whole now.
Yes, I think for this episode we're going to be doing the first half is obviously aliens and universe and stuff, and the second half is just wherever it wanders off to. So like
wherever the
conspiracy theories and myths and really weird trippy stuff that basically you know. Let me explain the rest. If you game, right, if you're a gamer and you've had those like late night gaming.
I would say I'm a pretty cool gamer.
Yeah, I've and you have those like late night conversations, or no, actually not even that. I'm just saying because obviously we've had this before, but like you just have those late night conversations with someone where it branches off to the point where like you're thinking of like, oh, this is great, this is mind blowing.
Like 3 a.m. vibe sessions.
Yeah.
Where you're just rambling.
Where you talk to the point where it's like, oh my god, what if this happens? That is pretty much what this second half is going to be. It's just going to be whatever we think of and just
wherever it flows.
What else can we touch upon before we break up into the second half?
I'd say we've pretty much covered it. Most of the like space and Bob Lazar stuff.
I mean, Bob Lazar, yeah. I mean, we've pretty much touched on the fact that we believe everything he's saying.
I mean, he did say at the end of the story, he did say that when he initially came out about it, and like he showed his friends to the S4 site where they did the tests on a Thursday night. They found him, and the government actually, like, before he even did all this, they scrapped all his records of him going to Los Alamos, scrapped his school records, all of that, and they actually tried to, like, they shot at him in his car after he came out about it. And one thing as well, they said that when he was doing it, his wife was cheating on him with an airline pilot as he was doing his work, and they didn't tell him about it because they didn't want it to interfere. So that's some stuff as well.
Yeah. Like, honestly, like, we
can't talk, like, I don't think we could talk about Bob Lazar's story for 3 hours, because he talks about it in depth, and it lasts 3 hours. We couldn't even go into that detail.
If you want to hear it in depth, and want to hear the pure solidity and the pure truth, go to that podcast. Trust me, I sat there listening to it all night. I've seen it, I'd already seen it once last night, and I went to watch it again, and it was just like, every single detail is like, oh, this is incredible. And he explains it in so much detail, it's like a story. It's so cool. But yeah, I really do recommend going and watching that podcast. Oh, look at us, huh? Letting Joe Rogan have these extra 9 views.
Oh, Joe Rogan.
Thank me later.
Stealing our
Thank
viewers.
me later, Joe Rogan. Thank me later. You can have these extra 15 views, boy.
Bold of you to think we get 9 views.
Oh, bold of me to assume.
To be fair, this is a Christmas special, so if any thing is, this is our Christmas special, so if any video were to get the most views, it's either our first ever one or the Christmas special.
Our first ever one has only 100 views, which is insane. Like, that's incredible. And
Crazy
by the way, I've been watching the watch time for each video, because obviously I'm that type of guy that uploads a video and watches the analytics, like, oh my god, what happens? And like, I've watched the watch time, and I see some of you sit there for like 20 minutes and come off. That is perfectly fine. That is, I honestly, if you do that, that's fine. We obviously try our hardest to come and
keep it interesting.
Yeah, keep it interesting and make you sit here for the entire hour or two just to listen to us. But I mean, like, if you listen to the first 15, 20 minutes and go, that is perfectly fine. Thank you for your support. Like, it's incredible. This is obviously just sidetracking. This is something we really, really want to do.
Yeah. If you listen at all for any amount of time, we're happy.
Yeah.
But if you listen to the whole thing, start to finish in one go, we love you. We're proud of you, if you haven't heard that in a while.
We're proud of you. But yeah, like, honestly, like, we started a podcast and we were like, oh, we can try it, and it's got to like episode 6 now, and it's like, we're really, really, really enjoying this, and we have so many.
We're getting to the point where we're buying like full mic kits.
Yeah, we're planning about buying like full mic kits, webcams and stuff like that, just, you know, to make the podcast really good. We've got so many guests coming on, we've got so many plans, we have so much in store, and like, I'm really, really excited. And I'm not really focused on views and likes and like, oh, you know,
thing is, like,
you know, yeah,
like, yeah, it'd be cool to get 5k views on a podcast, but at this point, I think we're just enjoying the process of making them.
I'm really enjoying it, and that's what I said. Like, I'm not really focused on the views and like, oh, if this video got like 150 views, that's insane. But like
this,
I'm not really.
This
focused
goes back
on
into
that.
our.
Yeah.
This goes back into our theories thing about like, oh, conspiracy theories. But let's say destiny is a thing, like something. If it will happen, it'll happen. If we're bound to become a big podcast,
it will happen.
And people, it will happen in time.
Yeah.
We don't need to focus about if it's going to happen, it will happen. We don't need to worry about it right now. Because if it's going to happen, it'll happen. So right now, just hit deep.
If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. You'll always come back.
But point is, if it's going to happen, it'll happen. So right now, we just need to focus on staying and enjoying making them.
Honestly, I'm enjoying miking it. I'm enjoying making it. I went Australian for a second then.
Me and the boys enjoying miking it. I love miking podcasts.
I went from, so like, normally, because people make podcasts and YouTube videos and they're like, oh, I really want, like, please subscribe, please like. And obviously, as much as I do say please like and subscribe, that is mainly just because obviously the more support we get, the better these will be. And like, 'cause obviously the more
support we get, the more we realise this isn't for nothing.
Yeah.
People are actually listening.
And obviously, like, small numbers mean a huge ton to us. So like 50 views, 100 views, that is insane. Like 15 subs, 20 subs, that is an incredible amount. And obviously, we really, really do push to keep going
because,
and like to get big.
As much as YouTubers go, wow, 10 million of you guys, let's go. When you think about it, even now, let's say we have 15 subscribers, That's 15 individual. Like, imagine yourself in a room with 15 individual people who watch your stuff. That still seems like a lot of people. Like,
Precisely.
15 people
Exactly.
go, yeah, we watch your stuff.
Like that's what I'm saying. With like 15, 20, 30 views, that's people that have clicked on the video and sat there and listened, even if it was like for 5-10 minutes or like an hour. Yeah.
I mean, I get nervous in groups of even 4 people, so to have more than that viewing our stuff, that's some crazy stuff.
I mean, I obviously I don't want to push aside the fact that I don't want to push aside the fact that that like I don't want to say, oh, I don't want this, you know. I just want to focus on having fun. Obviously, that is something I want to do. I want to focus on having fun, but I also want to focus on growing a community. That is my. I
want to balance it.
Yeah, I want to, like, half of it. I want to be able to create a community and create like a good fan base and good. I don't want to say fan base. I don't want to say fans, because, like, you know,
that makes us seem like we have an ego. And
yeah,
like, oh yeah,
yeah,
you're our fans.
I want an audience. So I want to, like, people that listen and they think, oh, this is really fun to listen to. This is chill to listen to.
I'd say a good way to put it is we want to grow an audience of people who enjoy listening to our stuff, so that way we can be more inspired to make it better, get better equipment, and make it high quality for everyone who listens. But at the same time, we don't want it to feel like a chore where it's like, oh god, we have to make another podcast. We want to be able to do it in a month in the future and enjoyed making it.
At this point, we're making them prior. So we obviously, episode 5 that you should have already seen on Christmas Eve. We made that like I think, what was it? When was it? Like last Saturday, last week.
Yeah,
I'd say last week. And we're making this like Christmas Eve. We're making them because it's fun, and we're making them because, like, oh, it's something nice to do. But I think both of us really fit into it because we can just talk on for ages.
Yeah.
And we
can waffle.
Yeah. And obviously, as of right now, like, my problem is I say like and like basically after every single sentence.
Over time, that will get better.
Yeah, and over time, with like a fan base and with a growing audience, you'll just realize that, oh, these people are just like people that can listen and you can just chill with.
Like, obviously, from the get-go, we're not going to be perfect podcasters and hosts. We're not going to be able to, like, go flawlessly topic to topic with no stops, and, like, we're going to say a lot, or we're going to have little pauses to think about what we're going to say next.
We're going to really rush sentences, but, like, that's just for now.
If you can still listen to that, then stick around for when we get a lot better with better mics, because then it's going to be sick.
Exactly.
Plus, here's a little secret between us and you. If we get big someday, you'll have the bragging rights of saying, I listened to them when they were at only 7 subscribers. You'll have that bragging right.
Yeah, the bragging right, exactly.
Think about it.
So think about that when you're subscribing.
Or,
it's completely free. It's completely free.
Or this is going to go nowhere, and in the next half a year, we're going to stop it. But let's not think negatively.
No. I don't think that at all. I can see myself doing this, like, professionally. I really love doing this stuff. And, like, once I get, like, a proper camera, like a proper 4K camera, proper editing software, the whole shabam, right? It'll be perfect.
The whole shabooli.
The whole shaboom. But yeah, and then
I'd say that's good enough now.
I'm gonna let you guys on a little secret. We are planning on doing a live podcast sooner or later. That's in the works.
Ooh.
A live podcast, so you guys can
live podcast.
So it'll be obviously live, and then you'll be able to see on YouTube and Spotify afterwards.
We'll basically be a live recording.
A live recording.
And we'll say in advance if you want to listen, like, oh yeah, we'll, like, a week in advance we're recording on this time.
We'll do, like, Q&As, and we'll do, like, reading the chats and stuff, and we'll be speaking to you guys.
That's once we get a bit bigger, though.
That's once we get a bit bigger. But, like,
we don't want to make it live where it's like no one joins.
But for now, it's just like we just speak about anything and hope for the best, I guess, and
hope people actually like. I think it's mind blowing that we're, like, over an hour and a half in. And people might still be listening to us. They didn't just click off immediately.
But if you are, please,
like, they're actually still listening.
Actually, if you are, we need a word. We need a word to hear to you for the real ones. In the comments.
If you're still listening to this right now, message us the word.
No. Comment the word.
If you're listening to this bit right now, comment the word. Orange.
Comment the word orange in the comments if you are
comment
still
the word orange.
If you're still listening. It's a random word, but, like, it's insane that if people are still listening to this point, like, it means like I respect you a ton, because obviously every single viewer and every single person that likes and sees this, I do respect you a huge ton.
I mean, we're respectful to people who even click on the video at all. So for people who actually listen to it all the way through, hats off to you. Not taking the hat off, but still. Tip my hat to you. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Hats off to you guys. Guys, that's the first half.
And that's where we end it.
That's the first half,
That's
guys.
where we end
I will
it.
see you guys in part
no,
2.
just stop.
See you guys in part
Stop.
2. Bye, I'll see you in part 2. Guys, welcome back to part 2 of the podcast. We're back. We're back. How long have we been gone for?
About 20 minutes.
20 minutes, damn. I mean, we were just gaming, doing all that stuff, you know, talking about...
Trying to figure out what to do for this second half.
We put questions on our Instagram just for people to ask, just in general, what they want to know about us. Of course, because it's Instagram, I mean, we've had loads of people look at it, but no one's asked a question, except for like a few people for Will, so, you know.
I'm popular.
No one ever answers my Instagram stories, man. Like, why? What's the point? We've decided in this second podcast, in this second segment, we're going to be speaking about technology. Pretty cool stuff. Because obviously we touched on it last like segment, and we spoke about like how much it's changed, and we wanted to sort of speak about that more. So what we think for the future, how you know our views on it, our views on everything technology wise. Because
what we wish the future could
we
be.
use technology a ton, don't we?
Yes.
Like my day consists like 95% of technology.
Like older people say like, "Oh, you young kids and technology, it's ruining us." Like, I'm sorry that I get to just look up the answers for a test. Meanwhile, you back in the Stone Age had to do writing inscribed on a brick wall.
It's not 1985 anymore, all right. We have
technology
now.
exists for a reason.
Exactly. We don't play with cardboard boxes and balls down the street. That sounded strange.
Oh.
Anyway, I meant like footballs.
Mr. Jefferson. Okay.
No. No, move on. So, Will, yeah, you got asked some questions, didn't you?
Oh, Timmy.
William, please.
Yes.
William, please. Keep it together.
Yes, I did.
Alright, okay.
So,
go through them.
So, actually, I was just one person recommended this, and let me, so they said there's a thing called shifting realities, where they said, basically it's the belief that your mind can shift into your desired reality while you're sleeping, sort of like lucid dreaming, where you can feel like you're living in a different world. Most people choose to shift into a fandom or TV show or any sort of thing like that, where you can live as a person from that show or reality while dreaming. They said that lots of people write a script of what you want to happen in your desired reality, and what your personality would be like, and what you want to end up happening.
Ooh.
And that sounds really cool.
That does sound cool.
Let's be real. But my thing is, with that, you can't... That's cool and all if that would happen, but you can't control what you dream about.
Yeah.
Like, you can't go to sleep knowing what you're going to dream about.
I mean,
like, it'd be cool if it would happen,
possibly
but,
influence it, maybe. You could possibly have, like, some influence on it, but you can't exactly change
it.
it.
Yeah, influence it, but, like, you can't make an exact thing happen.
Yeah. So, you got asked some questions.
Yeah, one of them was to talk about that. But anyways, I think the good question is, what technology or apps or devices do we want to have in the future?
Well, I mean, are you going to get onto the questions you got asked first, or, like, are we going straight into the podcast?
What do you mean?
So you got asked some questions on Instagram.
So this is like a section where we talk about the questions they asked, and then we get into the podcast.
And then we get into the just to take a break from all that talk. All the hubbub.
Oh. So, here's some of the questions. One person said, funniest memory.
Okay. Your funniest memory. It wouldn't. If you have to mute your mic, I can speak.
My funniest memory.
Your funniest memory.
Come to think of it, there's a lot of funny ones, but... Right.
Wait. Before you get into it, can you restart your video, like, on again? You've spoken that much, Discord's just like, nah, dude, sorry, not anymore.
Right.
Anyway, that's better.
So, I have two funniest memories.
Mm-hmm.
First one is kind of stupid, but it was in, like, when I was in America. And it was, like, I was, like, 8, maybe. And we had we were in music class, because every year, at the end of the year, you have like a big recital where you do like some sort of like musical theatre thing, and you have to. We got given this song to sing, and 8-year-old me and my mate Anthony thought it was absolutely joke. We thought it was talking about some walrus and how it's really fat. And 8-year-old me was absolutely dying. I think I slightly pissed myself. That's how funny it was. We were literally on the floor, couldn't breathe, holding our stomachs.
Oh, oh no. Oh God, I
What?
don't really have any funny memories. My memories are just
And then
like
the second funniest memory was probably when I stayed the night at yours and I got you in a headlock and you made that weird
Oh
noise.
no! Oh God!
And we were
I was
literally
making a voice
dying
note.
on the
And yeah,
sofa.
I couldn't stop laughing. That was so funny. Yeah,
You were mid voice note and I just got you in like a
I don't think I really have like a funny memory. I can't really think. I mean, I do, but I can't
thing is,
think.
no. We have loads of funny memories, but we can't remember them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I can't really think. I mean, if thinking of a funny memory, it'd probably have to be what you said, the 2 days you stayed over at mine, which is going to be another podcast soon. That's going to be, we have a lot to talk about, a lot of fun stuff. We're going to go through every single minute of the
Now,
days.
you can answer this one next. Favorite place and why? Go.
Oh, what, as in like in the world or just like where I've been?
Just favorite place. Anyway, it can be where you've been. Do both. One, where you've been, and two, where you'd want to go.
Okay, so this really put me on the spot now. One, where I've been is probably Morocco, to the Atlas Mountains. The Atlas Mountains are one of my favorite places like I've ever been to. They are beautiful. Like honestly, they are amazing. If you've seen, you've already listened to episode 4. We spoke about this, but the mountains were beautiful, and trekking through them was just a ton of fun. And just like to see the whole land just completely flat. Like normally you'd see like loads of houses and buildings and stuff, but because it's Morocco, it was just completely flat. It was just desert land. It was amazing. A place. My favorite place I probably want to go to is I don't know. I mean, probably Australia, like Sydney. I like that, Sydney area. Sydney, it just gives me, I don't know why, it just
Sydney.
serotonin.
Ooh. For some reason, my serotonin happy place. Well, my favorite place at the moment, right now. If I had to, I don't really have a favorite place to go, but if I had to say one, it would probably be Snetton Market where we skate.
Ooh.
Because I can just relax there, just do my thing,
Yeah.
get into the zone.
Yeah.
And if my favorite place, like if I could choose where, it would probably be. Can I give you rather than a place, a situation?
Ooh, go ahead.
So, in Tokyo, not like in the heart of the city, but like near like what's the volcano mountain? What is it?
Fiji?
Mount Fuji.
Fuji, that's it. I'm thinking of the water. Fiji water.
Fiji's a drink.
Yeah, Fiji. Yeah, Fort Fuji. That's it.
Near Mount Fuji, one of those small suburban towns with the shrines everywhere. Where it's like you've got like the rural suburban houses, like the standard like Japanese houses you see, and it's a really tight knit community. And you've got all like the corner shops. Like,
Fiji.
stop talking about Fiji.
Mount Fiji. Mount Water.
But just imagine, you wake up. Shut up about Fiji.
Mount Fiji. Me and the boys climbing Mount Fiji. Alright, go ahead.
You done about Fiji?
Me and the boys climbing the water mountain.
What was
I was
that?
on Twitter and I pressed into a video and I forgot to turn it down.
Well, imagine waking up in a nice suburban home. You look out your window, cherry blossoms.
No, go ahead.
Can you stop?
Right, yeah.
Wake up in a lovely suburban home, cherry blossoms out the window, Mount Fuji in the background. Fuji. You done laughing? Well, Mount Fuji in the background, Fuji with a U, and you go outside, everyone talks to each other, and I'm going to ignore you laughing so I can keep going. It's just everyone's just like a tight community. You go for a walk. You go onto like a little hillside, and there's a shrine. You can just stand at the shrine, just look out, and just take in the scenery. It's just bliss and peaceful. I'm done. Now, if you're done laughing while on mute,
I'm done laughing. I just want to do one thing.
don't you dare make an edit of Mount Fiji.
Not.
Bengal. Anyone going to speak?
Me and the boys climbing Mount Fiji.
Anyway, so
You took your time for that.
yeah. Sorry. Right. So, any more questions before we get into the actual big podcast?
Big bits. Opinion on Christmas traditions.
Specifically, or just in general?
I think in general, like certain Christmas traditions, like what we think.
I mean, Christmas is just Christmas, isn't it? I mean, it's just at the end of the day, Christmas time to celebrate, give gifts, and be with the family. That's it, really. I don't really follow any Christmas traditions. I mean, if they what specifically could they be speaking about? I'm confused.
I mean, I guess like traditions, like carols.
Oh, okay, yeah. I don't really
yeah.
do that kind of stuff. I just Christmas in it. It's Christmas movies, Christmas songs, and Christmas Day is the big day. I guess that's it. That's it, really. I'm a boring guy. Sorry. Any more questions? Swiftly going on.
How is each of our love lives at the current moment? Good one. Good joke. Where's he gone? Oh my. That's unfortunate. Oh, he's back.
I'm back.
What happened there?
I realised how lonely I was. Swiftly move on right now.
I got to talk about my love life.
No.
In short,
Lonely.
I wish it existed.
Lonely.
At the moment, my love life consists of
I'm all alone.
waking up, eating,
I'm all alone.
watching my show, and then moving
I'm
on.
all alone. All alone.
Anyways, the main
world.
bulk
I just mean bulk.
of the podcast. Bulk.
God.
In the main bulk of the podcast, we're talking about what we would like technology to be like in the future. Like if we could think about what our dream devices
Well, no.
or technology
Let's start
would
off
be.
with the overall of what this part segment's going to be. So technology and so where it's come from and what we think on it, because obviously it's gone so fast. It's gone from like really really huge huge server rooms as like one single computer to a handheld device being the most powerful thing.
The phone you hold in your hand has more power than the computer that got the men to the moon.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, I doubt I could send anyone to the moon with this, but
You possibly could. With connections.
Right?
Connections.
Moving on
Swiftly. So we have many topics
Wink
to go on. Shut up. We have many topics to go on. So first one, where we want technology to go. You can start.
I want it to go to a place where you can escape from the dull, dreary, sad life you live. As an escape.
Yeah.
Which is sort of what it is now, in a way.
I want it to get to the point where it's like, it's dangerous,
Basically, Ready Player One.
Yeah, in other words, where like, you have AI simulated... Sorry, not simulated. AI... what's it called? Is it... I'm trying to think what it's called now. You have AI so powerful that if it gets out of hand, it can be dangerous. Like, that's where I want it to get to. Like, whoa, you know.
Like,
The
I want to be
risk.
like, if you're like, let's say you're going about your day, you've had a really rough day, you're just not feeling your life at the minute, and you just want to go into something to escape and live the dream life you wish you could have.
See, most people would say like robots and stuff. Like, you can go home with a robot wife. But like, just no. Robots, man.
No.
Robots.
I don't want to have like a robot
Nah.
cook or a robot maid or anything like that. That's just
I
weird.
want devices like this that are so like beyond what they are right now. Like, so obviously this, you can obviously go on the internet, you can watch videos, you can do anything like that. I want it to get to the point where you can alter reality with it. You can do cool things. It's dangerous things.
Alter reality with the phone.
Yeah. Can you not imagine, like, one click of the phone and, like, something changes in your house? Like, that'd be sick. I mean, like, physically, obviously.
I want to see. Have you seen
Anything's possible.
the Star Trek spin-off with Seth MacFarlane?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Well, they have a thing where it's like they have I forgot what it was, but it's like some sort of creation device in their kitchen, and you like say, I want a cup of coffee, and then it materializes a cup of coffee. Or like, I want lamb dinner, and it materializes a lamb dinner for you. Something like that, where it can like create whatever you want. Thing is, I like to cook, so I wouldn't say just give me a dinner. I'd say give me these ingredients, and then I'd use them. But it's something that can do that.
By the way, guys, if you want to go and know how to cut an avocado, go over to our Snapchat before it expires. I know this will be a Christmas day. You'd have missed it. But if
you won't be able to see it. You missed your chance.
If you want to know how to cut an avocado, you have to go there real quick.
Gotta ask me.
It is educational.
Real indulging stuff.
It actually taught me a lot. I don't know how to peel one until now.
I hate that you're being sarcastic.
I'm not being sarcastic. I didn't know how to peel one until now. So yeah. Anyway, so yeah. So technology. The cool.
If you could have, what would your dream device be?
By the way, you're a lot louder than usual. I don't know why.
Am I?
Your mic's like in a weird place.
Maybe I'm just more confident today. Ever thought about that?
No. Oh, maybe because my PC's turned up. Maybe that's why. So.
What would your dream device be?
Dream device. It'd have to be attached to me. Not like surgically attached. No. Not like surgically attached. Not like how to explain this?
Like an add-on. Cybernetic.
No, like an add-on, like an accessory. It's like so you know, like a smartwatch. That's what I mean by like attached. Yeah. So like it's on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd have to be like that. So like easy access, portable. It'd probably have to be a so obviously it'd have to be like the power of a phone. Oh, everything froze. Yeah, the power of a phone. So obviously this is incredibly powerful, ton of storage, but to like a very small size, and it can be displayed on like a extendable screen, or like it can. So obviously, basically a phone, but like I don't know. Like for example, like a device so small it fits in the end of your finger, and like there's sort of some sort of technology that can like expand like a screen, and then like unexpand it, and you can like, keep things on there. Just something portable, something easy to use, but also something useful. So like
I think if I had one, mine would be something. I've got three main ideas, but two of them sort of linked
and a
into
skateboard that can do tricks for me. There you go. I jump and it does like 3 kickflips. Oh, the life, huh? That would be the life. Thrash a mag in an instant.
As I was saying, I have 3 main ideas. 2 of them are sort of the same, but one, I had one where it's sort of like a contact lens, where it's sort of like a whole phone or a whole laptop just in a contact lens. Like it doesn't appear for anyone else, but for you, it puts like sort of like screen in front of you, sort of like the Google Glass, the glasses, but it's like in your eye, and it like gives you like a whole like basically like PC just like looking at it right in front of your eyes, and then you have implants like in your ear, where it's like in like inbuilt headphones, where like if you click something, you can just think about it, saying, "Oh, I want the volume down a bit lower," and it'll do it automatically because it's connected to your brain. You can hear it in your head. It's like basically headphones in your head, which you like turn on or off or whatever. But like, imagine that you're in the shower and you can have music on, no one else can hear it. That's just sick.
Yeah.
And you can like go on. Yeah, I think that'd be sick.
Do you remember that time
But
do you remember that time I had a social media wipeout?
Oh, you went absolutely batshit crazy.
Oh, we'll explain this afterwards. Go ahead. Go on.
Yeah. But my second one is, have you heard of lucid dreaming?
No, what's that, William?
My God. So, lucid dreaming is when, let's say you're in a dream and you're driving a car in your dream. Things in dreams aren't the same to react.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm trying to lucid dream as you said this. So you know.
Funny. Lucid dreaming. So basically, in your dreams, things won't look the same as reality, obviously, because it's not as complex. Like certain writing will look like gibberish, or if you look at a clock, look away then look back, it'll be completely different. Or the sky will look weird, or your feet will look weird when you're walking. If you're lucid dreaming, you realise you're in a dream.
Sorry, I was yawning. Sorry, carry on.
Like that boring.
No. I was genuinely yawning. Like I was genuinely tired. Carry on.
So lucid dreaming is basically when you're in a dream and you see something and you realise, oh right, I'm in a dream, and that's a weird sensation. And then you can control your dream in a sense because it's your own mind. So it takes a lot of time to get used to it, but basically you can do whatever you want in a dream because it's not real. And sort of, I'd want some sort of device that can give you lucid dreams. Like when you're dreaming, before you go to sleep, you turn on the device and you're guaranteed a lucid dream where you can do whatever you want with no consequence. Like just do whatever, like literally anything. Or something like Ready Player One, where it's virtual reality, where you can do whatever you want in that virtual reality. But I think dreaming is more like it's more likely to happen because technically we could do that now. There's just not a device that will guarantee a lucid dream. And on one hand, lucid dreaming is better because it's more capability. You can do literally anything, do anything, go anywhere, look like anything. But a virtual reality headset or something virtual reality, you can do it with your mates or stuff like that. Something like that.
Yeah, I get what you mean. So let's talk about the time I had a.
So what's the hubbub about hentai? What?
A what?
Celery.
What? I'm sorry. What? Where and why did that come from? Where? Why? I was gonna speak about how I had my social media blackout.
Okay, go.
All right, guys.
Social media blackout, go.
So I want to tell you a funny story. So actually, this links on to the question asked at the start. My funny story, my funny memory. So I got into a little show called Mr. Robot. If you've ever seen it, it's a brilliant show. And basically, to sum up, the guy is like a tech nerd, like beyond a tech nerd, and he's fighting against cyber attacks and stuff and real life stuff, and I don't know. And in the first episode, he was talking about how the government can see all this stuff and like all these weird techie conspiracy theories, and I was like, oh my god, this could be true. I could walk past on the street and get my phone hacked. Oh no! So at the point I was like, I don't need social media. I wiped Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, every single. I even Pinterest. I deleted my Pinterest account for Christ's sake. I was so paranoid. I was like, dude, no one can hack me at this point. No one can find where I live. And then I was like, I had tape over my camera. I had tape over the front of my camera. I was like, dude, oh my god, the government can see me. And got to the point where I was like, I was just not speaking to anyone because I always speak to people on social media. It's like Instagram, Snapchat, everything like that. So it got to the point where I was texting Will, like, Will, I'm sorry, I'm on my social media anymore. I've completely gone. I'm off. The government can't see me anymore. I'm off the face of the earth.
You came to school with tape over your camera on your phone.
Honestly. And then and I was always like, oh my god, they can know where I live. They know where I live. And it got to the point where I was just like,
you're fully freaked.
Yeah, it got to the point where I was just like, dude, what am I doing? So I installed Instagram back. I installed everything back.
Realised you were a nutcase.
Realised I was an idiot. Yeah, I remember sitting in science class and I had Will and his friend next to him at the front, and I was getting completely made fun of for it. He was like, "Oh my god, you just..."
As you deserve.
I did not deserve it. Okay, I was going for a tough time. I was thinking the government could track me down and shoot me whenever, you know. I was thinking they could track me down and shoot on sight.
They don't use all that stuff to try and find out where you live and kill you. They're using it to give you ads to buy more stuff that you're interested in.
Yeah, I'd see personalised ads. Like I'd be talking about like a Spotify account on Instagram. Spotify account. I'd be like, "Oh my god, they're listening! Oh my god, they're listening!" So I started freaking. I got to the point where I was even covering my microphone. I was just, honestly, I was getting paranoia to the max.
It was getting out of hand.
So that was my funny story about how I completely went off the face of the earth. Apparently, I didn't. I just came off social media for a bit.
You were off the grid.
Yeah, I genuinely thought I was like I'd gone rogue. I genuinely thought no one could find me ever. I wiped my social media accounts and I was like, "Dude, no one can find me. Not even the government. My fingerprints are off the database. Everything. I'm gone. I don't exist."
The only way you could do that is by faking your death.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Let's keep that plan
in my head. Anyway, FBI, if you're listening, that was nothing. Anyway, so
if I die, dig up the coffin.
If I die, I'm not there. It wasn't me. I remember I got to the point of thinking I was like a social outcast. I put on my Instagram story, "If I die, I didn't. I faked my death." I got to that point of being a social outcast. I was like, "Guys, no one will care." Oh god, it's fun times. So yeah, now I'm back.
We've all been there.
I'm back on all social medias, guys. Go follow me. Actually,
you're back to being normal.
Actually, guys, just to check that I am back, please can you follow me just to make sure, like, I'm back. Just follow me. Press the follow button, and if it says following, then it's working. You can keep it that way as well. I mean, that'd be nice. Anywho, so technology. Wow. Let's talk about how much it means to us. How much we use it every day. Because we use it a ton. We use it a lot.
We're using it right now.
We're using it right now. You're using it right now. Everyone's using it right now. They're all listening. They're listening again. Oh my god.
They're everywhere.
Oh god, I'm gonna get cancelled so quickly.
Get out of my head.
I'm gonna get cancelled so quickly. We're gonna get cancelled quickly. Oh god.
I've got something we can talk about.
What?
People who believe in star signs.
Oh, you disgust me. You're disgusting. Oh, sorry.
And if you're
I can't go with you because you're born in November. Shut up.
If you're one of those people, I'm sorry, but you're just a
Shut
bit
up.
dodgy.
Be quiet. Shut up. Nobody cares, okay? Alright? Who cares if you're Scorpio, Libra, Gemini, Aries? Nobody cares, alright? The stars,
imagine.
do not
listen.
change the course of anything.
No, imagine. You found a partner you love. They're the one for you. Everything about them is amazing. You ask them out and they're like, "Sorry, I can't date you. I'm an asparagus."
Star signs don't align. We won't work.
Sorry, that star in Zeta Reticuli is telling me you'll cheat on me.
The stars are telling me you're gonna murder my wife and kids. No, wait, that doesn't make sense.
And the thing is, they'll believe them as well. Like they'll be the most basic ass things. Like, if you're a Sagittarius, you've probably eaten a sandwich in your life, and they're going, "God, I have!"
You just cut out as you screamed. Wait, hold on. Zodiac. Zodiac signs. What do they post? These people post like, today's Aries, you will eat a meatball soup and you will enjoy it. Oh my god, you guessed it.
Today, no, the most generic thing ever. Like, today, you'll walk, and they're like, "Oh my god, I walked today."
Guys, I'm sorry, I killed that guy. I'm just a Gemini. I can't. I'm sorry.
Or it'll be the most vague thing ever, where it's like, if you're an Aries, at some point in your life, you'll get a surprise. Oh my
These kind of things annoy me. Most accurate zodiac sign descriptions: Aries, too hyped for life. They're always ready to burn something down. Oh. Taurus.
Look at Aquarius, that's me.
Aquarius, freaky ass rebel who fights for freedom. Yet they are not even free from this. They're not even from this planet.
That's me. Fight for my rebel.
Oh, it really
Rebel!
bugs me. Like honestly, and then they use it as an excuse as well. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm a Scorpio. I can't control it. Like, shut up. Shut up.
Or no,
Shut
no.
up.
Imagine you get into an argument with them. They post on this story. I'd expect nothing less from a mayonnaise.
Basically, in other words, they believe the stars. They're like, oh my god, the stars don't align. He's gonna cheat on me. Oh no. It's like, shut up.
You
Shut
were
up.
born when the stars were there. That's why when you're 50, you're gonna have an attack.
Oh, basically, in other words,
It doesn't make
I'm
sense.
saying without filter here, if you believe in zodiac sign stuff, don't talk to me.
It's sort of the same for those
It
people
annoys
who
me.
buy like crystals. Look at my special.
Can we talk about no? Can we talk about all right, this is going to get into a sensitive topic now. The people that think they're witches.
Those exist.
Deadass, honestly, go on to TikTok after this.
They exist.
After this, go on to TikTok, and there's like witch talk and like all this witchcraft stuff where people make these things out of sticks and stuff, and they're like, oh, it's a curse, it's a curse. They start putting curses on people and stuff out of sticks.
Bring back the Salem witch trials. Burn them at the stake.
They start putting like.
They made a voodoo doll.
They start making voodoo dolls on the stick circles. And like, oh, it's a curse, it's a curse. It's like, shut up.
me when the witch girl at the back of the class said she's gonna stab my voodoo doll.
It makes no sense. Like, it's 2020, you're not a witch, okay? You can be anything, but you're not a witch, trust me.
No, they start making fire. Hoo, hoo, ha, ha, hoo, ha. Start making chants.
It's just, there's some weird people out there, man, honestly. Like, I'm not shaming them, I have nothing against them, but at the same time, like,
Yeah,
it's just stupid. It's
Like, let
stop.
me say, I don't get people who do like chakras and like
I hate
crystals.
no. Those card people. They have the card. They have the deck cards.
tarot cards.
They have the deck cards.
Like, no, they just have like this. You got the beach ball. It's a bad omen.
They have these random cards. Just little random card of like someone.
No, they lay them out as well. They're gonna be like this. Gonna be like devil, tub,
How do you spell it?
tractor,
How do you spell it? How do you spell it?
tarot.
Oh, just tarot. Okay. Hold on.
Tarot.
Oh.
They're like, lay these out. This means your brother's been in a severe accident with his wife Cheryl. I don't have a brother. Oh.
They have things like this. It's just random cards.
Oh my
And they're
god.
like, oh my god, oh my god,
Oh
oh my god,
my
this
God.
one with the sun and the woman means you're gonna have a heart attack at the age of 55. It's like, shut up. Shut up.
Mate,
Tarot
give it
cards
a
make
rest.
no sense, man. They make no sense. And everyone was like, oh, I believe in them. I'm like, yeah, okay, if you believe in them, fair enough. If you go with it, fair enough. But, like, just stupid.
Nothing like, for anyone who likes tarot cards or crystals or like star signs, like I'm not saying don't do it. Like if you want to do it, go ahead.
But it's weird.
But you are a bit. You're a bit. You're a bit.
That's our opinion. That's our opinion, okay, alright? If you're...
That's our opinion.
I mean, it's 2020. People are going to get sensitive. Basically, in 2020... This is me getting really unfiltered now. But it's 2020, right?
Wow.
If people aren't happy with what you say nowadays, you're either going to get cancelled, screamed out, or barked at.
Barked at!
Yo, deadass, you get barked at. Like,
Stop getting barked
it's
at.
like it's gotten to the point now. So it's gotten to the point now where like if you say something that not everyone agrees with or not everyone likes, you're going to get like screamed at. You're going to get cancelled, and you're going to get like humiliated.
people are gonna come for your head.
Pretty much, yeah.
Basically,
You have to say something everyone agrees with, or you can't. And it's just like, well, I mean,
you can't
shut
have
up.
a diverse opinion,
You can't have
which
an
is the
opinion.
exact opposite of what they
this is what we
want.
have, an opinion, alright?
An opinion.
Oh god, it makes no sense. There's so many stupid things. Like,
And if you believe some sun in another galaxy means that you're gonna have 3 kids, that's your opinion. I mean, your opinion is wrong, but it's your opinion. Where have you gone? Where are you?
I'm back. What?
Huh?
Are you yawning or about sneezing?
Oh, I almost had a snizzle.
We sort of guided away from the.
As
from
I
the thing
remember.
here. We sort of guided away from it.
Yeah, but that's
the
fun
fun
part.
Yeah. That's the fun part.
I remember I saw a meme where it was like, 17-year-old girl when they drive their car into a safety barrier on the M1, and it said, "Sorry, I can't help being a Leo."
Okay, let me just say this right now, right? Obviously, people get sensitive and triggered about things in this day and age. That's fine.
That's because no, it's understandable because they're passionate about it, so they're gonna protect what they like.
Exactly, and you can get away with it now because we have cancel culture and everything like that. But listen to me. This is our opinion, okay? Listen. Before you start going to Twitter and screaming about it, yes, you, okay? Before you go onto Instagram stories and start scrolling through saying, oh my god, I hate this. Listen.
Start screenshotting our podcast. Cancel!
People have opinions, okay? In my opinion, these people that believe in star signs and witches and stuff are weird. But that's my opinion. That's not saying, oh, that's definitely what it is. That's my opinion, okay?
They belong on an episode of My Strange Addiction.
Yes, that's it, okay? Alright? Please... don't get triggered at it. Don't get sensitive. It's our opinion. Obviously, they're not weird, but to us they are. People may think
Like,
people may think you're not.
Like, if I meet someone and they're like big into tarot cards, obviously it's gonna be a bit weird. I'd still be friends with them as long as they don't bring it up like every second of every day. But you're still gonna be a bit.
Basically, if you believe in this stuff, just expect people like us to just look at you and go,
I'm joking.
Bit
like furries.
We don't get onto that, okay? We're not going to get cancelled.
No,
we're not getting cancelled.
My last.
We're not getting cancelled today, boys.
I respect furries more than I respect people who believe in star signs.
Okay, yeah, I can agree with that.
Because furries, they just enjoy
dressing up in fursuits.
The idea of being they just like looking like a pet, and they enjoy being treated like an animal in like a nice way.
Pyrocynical, if you're listening, it's fine. All right, it's fine. We've
all been there.
We haven't all been there. All right, not all of us anyway. I mean, I hope not. But it's fine. Okay, we don't shame anyone here. It's a free space. We don't shame anyone.
Unless they think they're a witch.
Unless you think you're a witch, you believe in star signs.
Yeah.
And oh god,
that's where I draw the line.
2020 is just it's gone downhill.
If I'm speaking to a girl and she likes star signs, okay, could be worse.
Could be worse.
If she starts chanting voodoo spirit nonsense at me, it's game over.
It's gone. That was it.
Out comes the wooden stake.
Out comes the sticks and twigs.
Oh my god! Out comes the old rags.
Oh god, I'm gonna find some witch talks. I'm gonna show you these. These
witch
are they're literally it's called witch talk. Hold on.
Oh my god! Have you been to the side of witch TikTok? I know I have.
Things about being a witch. I wish someone had told me before I was a witch. Light your candles back to front. You won't get burned that way. One note: getting burned doesn't hurt that much. Wait, it carries on. It carries on. Go wait. Light your candles back to front, Will. Light your candles back to front.
I'm on it!
Putting candles out with your fingers is not only more respectful to the element of fire, but it also looks really badass.
And you'll also get third-degree burns.
In other words, you've got to respect the elements now as well. I see water, I stroke it, and I go, I respect that.
Respect the elements. Oh, my bottle of water.
Please stop. Bro, that's so.
I'm respecting the elements.
Oh my god. Phrases that block your manifestations. Here we go. Watch this.
Manifestations.
Oh. Okay. Let me just. Manifesting. Can we just talk about this for a second? Manifesting. What is it? What is it? What is manifesting? What is it? I don't get it.
I saw one person say they use manifesting for the word masturbation. So
I manifest.
I mean, I'm just manifesting.
See, from what I get from manifesting is people write a sentence over and over and over again. They go, "You're gonna get that."
Like Bart in the Simpsons intro.
Yeah, exactly. No. Just as manifesting. Apparently, it's like from what I get from TikTok. Right, I'll be scrolling through my For You page because I do that like every day now. And I'll see like, I manifested for the perfect body, and they'll have like a sheet of paper where they've repeated, I want my followers to get the perfect body, like 100 times. I'm like,
so a mantra, in a way. Oh
To
my
me-
god! I just got the perfect body, guys.
I don't get that. I'm sorry, right? I don't get that. And you can call me dumb, you can call me stupid, you can call me uncultured.
Jamie?
But I don't get that.
Jamie,
Uh-huh.
if I write down 3,000 times that Santa Claus will bring me a Ryzen 5, will it happen?
Yes, it will. That's called manifesting, Will.
Get out the pen and paper, boys.
Basically,
This is where it gets real.
overall, there are just some weird things in this day and age that people can't talk about, because if you do, like this, you will get attacked. You get attacked for your opinion. My god. You get attacked.
If a wannabe witch TikToker walked into my living room, if I saw that goddamn thing in my living room, I would stomp on it until it's a small brown
William.
stain.
Do you want to know how to make a spell jar?
A spell
Yeah.
jar? Boy, do I ever.
Alright, let me. Himalayan salt for protection. Alright? Basil for courage. Wait, I'm dead ass.
I just
I'm
spilled
watching
water.
on TikTok right now. Cloves for comfort. B for strength. Basically, just put a bunch of rocks in a bottle and that's it. Basically, in other words, we're not disrespecting. This is our opinion. To us, it's a bit weird, okay? But I mean, if you do it, that's fair enough. That's cool with you. I respect that. I respect that. Mainly because it's in this day and age, it's normal to do something like that. But at the same time, like people like us have opinions on it that think, oh, this is weird, and we do. We think this is weird. We've really strayed away from technology, huh? We've gone from technology to star signs to witches. What are you doing?
Oogie
You're forgetting
boogie.
this is going on Spotify as well. So like people just hear the silence and it's like, oh.
I'm doing the wave.
People that don't know who's doing the wave. By the way, if you are listening on Spotify, I mean that's cool, but like the YouTube version's out too. I mean you can watch it there too. It'd be really cool.
To be honest, more people watch the YouTube version than the
Yeah,
Spotify version.
I'm thinking actually no, I'm gonna keep it on Spotify and YouTube. Just because people might want to listen to it offline, you know, all that cool stuff. I mean, if you want to listen to it offline, that's cool with me.
Cool by us.
Listening to it on the bus, listening to it on the.
Una minuta.
Okay, well, I'll keep speaking. So, guys, basically, Spotify people that are listening, this has all been just a waffle sesh, because to me, this is like a video call with Will, and I'm just like talking a lot. Hello, he's back.
I am
He's
returned.
returned. So we've sort of strayed away from technology. What are we going to focus on?
What's a good topic?
Mammals. I hate mammals. Cancel mammals.
Mammals?
Cancel mammals, guys. Cancel mammals 2020. Kill all mammals. Kill all mammals, Cam. Okay, I should
Wait, how long have we been recording part 2?
45 minutes. I should probably stray away from this part just so I don't get cancelled or screamed at or attacked. I'm just stray away. Guys. Yesterday, I saw on TikTok in the comment section a woman,
Hold back the tears.
a female, the opposite gender, censored the word men. Like it is a slur or a curse. I mean, I get it, okay? If you've had personal experience with men, you want to censor the word men, like it's going to trigger people, fair enough, I get that, okay? But I asked her why. I was like, I'm really confused. Like, I put the tone indicators now, because we have tone indicators in 2022. I put /gen, because tone indicators now. I mean, I respect that, it's, whatever. And she was like, actually, I'm gonna bring up this comment section. I'm not going to show it, because, respectful, But, I'm gonna read out to you. So, actually, I'm not going to read out, because she was talking about a personal thing. So I put, okay, besides the truth, I'm really confused as to why you censored the word men. And then I put, like, /gen. And then, she just put personal preference, love. So I was like, oh, okay, alright. I was like, so I replied with, alright, thanks for not being toxic about it. And she was like, it's a joke, ... And then she put, thanks for not being fragile. I was like, I didn't see a tone indicator, so, I mean, you're the one that uses tone indicators nowadays, so why don't you use one for me? I don't know. So she was like, it's a joke, and then I was like, I didn't really know it was a joke, and then she put, don't worry, it's a joke, me and my friends say, and that was it. So, William, from here on out, I'm going to censor the word women. I'm going to spell it W*M*N. Anyway.
Oh my god.
Anyway. This is just, honestly, I mean, it's scary to talk about things like this in this day and age, because we're just going to get attacked. And, like, at this point...
You could do anything and get attacked.
Exactly.
You could water a plant the wrong way.
All of these are our opinions, okay? If you don't like our opinions, please just don't get butthurt about it. Just take it and go. It's our opinions.
Scurry off.
Alright, it's our opinions, okay? I mean, the whole killer men thing is, like, I don't get it, but I respect it.
Yeah, like, I mean, no, I don't respect it.
No, I respect it. I respect it. I mean...
I can't respect something when, if it was the other way around, everyone would not have any of it.
See, that's where things would get tricky.
No, the thing is, I get why they say it, because they're like, oh, most men I've dealt with are toxic. I've never seen it. Like, it's not all of them. It's the minority that you personally have dealt with. If I started saying kill all women because my ex cheated on me,
I mean,
you see what I mean?
I'm like, from a sidelines point of view, I'm sort of like, I don't know what to think, because, like, obviously, I respect it in terms of, like, people use it as just, like, in other words of saying, like, I don't like men, and just saying, apparently...
Then just say that!
Will, listen to me. I don't know why they don't say that, but, I mean, it's a really confusing topic. I mean...
No, the part that grinds my gears is the middle bit, kill all men.
Kill most men, guys. Wait, so if you want to kill all men, you mean...
Your father's going down!
No. Some people have had really bad traumas with their fathers, William. You have to remember, Danny DeVito exists. You want Danny to die?
Keanu Reeves! Nelson Mandela!
Can we talk about the Dream SMP, please? No. Like from a external point of view, like the Dream stands and all that.
Go crazy.
Okay. Oh.
I'll let you handle this one, big boy.
Guys. So I am a big fan of the Dream SMP, right? I followed it. I know all the stuff. So I have recently been involved in the Dream Stan community, right? If you know what Stan is, it basically it's a term for like a super fan or someone that's like really, really obsessed with these people, and they'll do anything to be noticed or anything to be a fan. And can I just say how toxic it is? And as much as people want to disagree with me, I stand my ground. All right, I have seen. Do you know what a ship is? A ship.
Yes,
between
sadly.
Like, two people. It's like, oh, I ship. I ship.
Yeah, sadly I do.
So,
Jamie, I watch anime, of course.
So there are, right? There is. So you obviously know Tommy in it. You know the rest of the people in the Dream SMP.
Yeah, he goes to our college.
Yeah. Oh God, I'm gonna have to leave this out now. You're not allowed to know that Tommy goes to college. God.
Why? We haven't said the name of our college.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, right. Okay, you win. So yeah, we have Tommy in it. We have like Filzer, Wilbur, Slat, and everyone like that.
My mom.
I seen someone ship Tommy and Filzer.
He's a 16-year-old boy.
16-year-old boy with actually, how old is Filzer? I swear he's like 30. I swear.
He?
Yes, he. I saw this. It was the. Oh my God. I did. Okay. Tommy in it.
How old is he?
Filzer. Right. Tommy in it is 16 years of age. Filzer is 32. And they were like, "Oh my God, guys! I shipped them. They'd be a beautiful couple." Bro, what?
He'd be in prison.
That is beyond disgusting. I've seen people ship like Dream's sister, who was 14, with Tommy in it, which is like 16. Like, bro, it makes people feel uncomfortable. And then when you say like, "Oh, please don't ship them together," they're like, "Oh my God, but why? I don't get it." And it's like, because that's illegal. If a 16-year-old and a 32-year-old go together, that's illegal. I mean, is it legal? I don't know the laws.
The age gap itself wouldn't be illegal if he wasn't 16.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. But yeah, that is illegal in itself. And then they're like, "Oh my God, but why? Like, do you not see?" And then like, if you, because obviously this whole Dream SMP is a roleplay, right? If you step out of roleplay for a second, you will get attacked. You will get a.
What do you mean?
An astronomical amount of hate.
Wait, what do you mean?
So obviously, because the Dream SMP is roleplay, so like if in the roleplay, Tommy and Dream have a fight and like it's an argument, obviously they're not actually arguing in real life. If you step out of that and you say like, "Oh yeah, but I think Dream is this and that," like in real life, even if you don't understand it's a roleplay, you will get an astronomical amount of hate.
Wait, so let's say
for no reason.
Let's say they were getting into an argument, and you said, "Oh yeah, but in real life, Tom is actually a pretty nice guy."
Obviously, that's a compliment. You'd get thinking, but if it was like, if I don't know how to explain it in the best way.
Give an example.
I can't really give an example, to be honest. I basically, the Dream SMP community is, from my perspective, dodgy. It's sometimes a bit dodgy. I mean, it can be alright.
He's on mute again, fellas. He's talking to his familia.
Oh my God.
What's going on?
Family that live in this house, Christ.
Same! Well, would you say that wraps up the podcast?
It's been an hour of the second half.
So that's 2.5. That's about. How long is that then? How long was the first half?
Hour and a half. This one's an hour, so about 2.5 hours. I'd say that's decent.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's not like a regular podcast where we had a set topic where you talked about, but this one was more like rambling about multiple different things.
The second half was supposed to be based on technology, but it was just controversial stuff.
We just went on.
If we get cancelled for this afterwards, I'm expecting it.
I don't mind.
I mean, you don't mind, but I have a social media reputation.
Any press is good press.
I have a reputation.
The thing is, let's say we got cancelled for this. Someone went in and said, "Oh yeah, cancel for this." Other people would come watch this, and they'd watch the whole thing to try and find the controversial bit. More people watching.
Besides the fact, I hope you guys had a nice. I hope you guys had a nice Christmas. I hope you guys have been living it up. That pretty much sums it up.
Go tell your families you love them.
Yeah, do it right now. Go do it.
Spread our podcast, as we say every episode. We want to get more listeners, but if you don't,
I will be more energetic. But it's 11 p.m. at night, and I can't really be loud. So
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you guys for being here and listening. If you got to the end,
Congrats.
Put in the comments.
And if you just skip to the end, we hate you.
But they don't.
I'm
they don't
joking.
hate, no.
I'm joking. It's just you missed a lot of good
Missed
stuff.
a lot of controversial stuff. Trust me. If you want to, yeah, basically, this is gonna get me cancelled. I don't care.
If you don't share this, I'm gonna stab your voodoo doll I made.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna throw the sticks at the wall, break it, break the curse.
Start chanting the scene from Finding Nemo. What is it? Shark bait. Hoo ha ha.
Yeah, just everything in this second half is an opinion.
Wow, you didn't even laugh.
Everything in the second half is an opinion. So just keep that in mind. No hate towards the actual communities or anything we discussed. Obviously, it was all opinion. So if you do get offended by this, we apologise, but it's opinion.
We don't apologise for having an opinion.
It's opinion, so, Anyway, hope you guys had a nice Christmas. I hope you guys enjoyed.
Us.
Like and subscribe. Press the bell to get notified every time we upload, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Episode 7. Damn. Oh my god. See you guys in a bit.
Damn.
Peace.